You, me, and he, or she, or them. It's polyamory tonight in the living room, y'all. I can't wait for this one. I'm so dying to hear what these people are going to say. Is the living room here on Art Imitates Life? We are live, y'all. Let's go. I'm a filmmaker. I've worked in film, video, and television for over 30 years. I took a little break, but now I'm back. Hello and welcome to another edition of Art Imitates Life. I'm Tanya Dixon, here to give you the best, and we're talking about hot topics and news, entertainment news, all kinds of stuff. The forum tonight. So we got the living room coming your way, and we're going to be discussing something, a really hot topic. But first, let me tell you, we're going to be sipping tea. Now, who spiked the tea? There's a lot that we got going on there. That's a hot topic segment. And just for people out there who don't know the kind of format that we do on the show, we generally start off after we talk to one another and see how everybody has been during the week. It was what we call the ringer. And then from there we go into who spiked the tea. That is our hot topics. Got some things for you tonight, but I'm not going to stay in hot topics as long tonight like I do sometimes, because sometimes we'll do about an hour, maybe a little bit more, depends on how hot the topics get. And then we go into the living room. Now, the living room is our segment of the show. It's the forum where we take a topic and we break it down. And it's just like when you were young. Some of y'all might know this. Some of you might be new to you completely. But when I was young and folks would come over to the house and they would relax and you'd be kicking it, they sit around in the living room. They might drink a little, might eat a little, but they always had nice, big, and spirited discussions. And so no different here. That's what we have here on Art Imitates Life as well. So tonight's topic, polyamory. Can you open that door? So we want to know how you feel about those types of relationships and how all that works for you. So be sure to jump in the comments here. Talk to us tonight. We want to hear from you. It's not just about us. It's also about you. All right. But the format of this thing, we got to go ahead and hear from our sponsor. I'll be back in just a moment to start to bring people in. Everybody kind of dragging in the door to the living room and all the spiking the tea tonight. We're kind of dragging in like last week. Last week, if you all were tuned in, drug in kind of late and stayed all night. Oh my God, I thought we were never going to go. So we are actually going to be doing the same thing tonight, but maybe not as long. I had not been on the air with these folks for 3.5 hours like I was last week. That was off the chain. So here's a word from my sponsor. We'll be back to kick it all off in just a few moments. All right, y'all, hang on. Art Imitates Life with Tanya Dixon is being sponsored by Tandyland Global, bringing your multimedia dreams to life. Hey, welcome back here to AIL. Well, we're just about to bring everybody in, to the living room. But before we do, I want to say this at the top of the show. Make sure if you're watching the show, you swing by, even if it's just for a few moments, support us. Go ahead and hit that like button. Also you can click to subscribe. We'd love for you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that whenever we're doing any kind of topics or have special guests, that you can come back and visit with us. Okay. We'd love to have you here. Love to have you here. So now I'm about to bring in my folks here into the living room. So you can all go ahead and unmute yourselves and let me bring you on in the house here. How y'all doing?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, I think we have a missing turn 'em loose there, but he is here somewhere. We have a missing turn 'em loose, and when somebody something turns him loose, he's gonna be in there. So
Here we go.
Be ready.
Oh Lord. Oh.
But how y'all? How was your week?
Hey,
There he
boy.
is. There he is. There he
Hey,
is.
boy.
Oh. You know what?
Get it started.
Let me go ahead and
Mr.
get
Dance
mine.
King.
Yeah, that's the dance king.
Dancing King.
Yeah, the dance hall king. So let me go ahead and get my wine. You know, I don't drink until I get on this show. Does that say something about y'all? but Michael, you are muted. So just remember, you are muted over there.
Well, everybody take a drink from me. I'm not drinking tonight.
Okay.
Salutations. How are you?
Salutations. And I see Tiana has made it in the door too. Well, outside, how you doing?
What it is.
I am tired.
I see her.
Oh, you look a little tired, a little fatigued. Well, we dragged you in here tonight because this is a subject where I know it's going to be off the chain. So this is going to be right down the line. You got to school us. School us. So I'm going to, you know how we do. I love to just talk to you all and see how your week has been. And, you know, let's go ahead and do the ringer real quick. That's what Rick has named it. The ringer, because that's where you're washing off and wringing out everything that you have. The rinse is the ringer to the rinse.
The rinse.
You rinse it off.
Then we range it.
Okay. Rinse around, rinse it off. Okay. So everything that you have been through for the week or might be still going through today. So this is your moment. So Rick, first of all, you tell us, how was your week?
Oh man, it was dope. It was good. Just working, pulling through. I purchased a tool that I'm using to pursue other endeavors that I've been wanting to do for some years now. Finally took that step.
All right.
And of course, with that, putting my some of my attributes to work finally over the years on top of my art. You know, just keeping it open, keeping it live, and yeah, it's going down. It's happening, but I'm excited.
I like it. So I might have to tell you to reach around so I can see that microphone in a minute now.
In due time.
Yeah, we're going to do it. Put it on the spotlight. Vivacious. How you doing, lady?
Pop locking.
Yeah, she pop locking right now because she's frozen. Vivacious, can you hear me? How you doing? Oh, yeah, she's delayed. So, because that's why she like. Well, how you doing? Whatever that gets to you 5 minutes later, how you doing?
Huh?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
Good. We're gonna leave that bitch right there.
I'm gonna be here too. My phone acting stupid.
All right, we see, but we're glad to see you for
the comments.
Okay, we're glad that you're here for whatever time you can hang out with us. We're glad you're here. All right. Let me go around this way. Got some Margo just came in the house. I'm gonna go to Turn 'em Loose first. Turn 'em Loose, Dance Hall King.
Hey, what's going on? How y'all doing?
We good.
Man, it's man, I just been chilling, man. You know, nothing too major. You know, just trying to you know what I'm saying, get back to being a normal person, man. That's it. You know what I mean?
Civilian. Yes, civilian.
Yeah, you know, so now really, man, just been, I ain't even lie to you, man. I just been relaxing and chilling, you know what I'm saying? Straight cold chilling, suck the cold illin. Yep. Nah. What you say,
Got your 214?
Oh yes, I got my D214. I got my my stuff from the VA as far as my, you know, my rating and all of that good stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? So that was, you know, I mean, that was a bit of good news. Thank you for helping me out, girl. I was struggling. You know what I'm saying? But they got me a little you know, it changed up my mood because I was starting to get a little worried for a minute. But you know, he may not come when you want him, but it sure is
On time.
Right on time. All right. Well, welcome back to the civilian world.
You know what I
We're
mean?
glad to have you. Glad to have you. Well, outside, Tiana, how was your week? We ain't seen you in a bit. How's it been going?
So I have started a new job,
Oh,
um,
okay. All
and
right.
they are paying me a stupid amount of money to do this job.
Oh, wow. That's cool.
To the point where I don't believe it because my first check is in a couple weeks,
Uh-huh.
and I need to see it in order to believe it.
Got to make it real.
Got to make it real. And I've just been
Okay.
diving into the code and trying to get my head around what they're wanting me to do. And
Right.
lots of hours deep in reading and research.
Okay, well,
Oh,
cool. Well, we're glad that you swung by to check us out tonight. I hope Shannon she'll be able to join us in a bit. Hopefully, she'll be feeling better and she can join. You know, if anybody hit her on, I meant to hit her and see how she's doing now. But if y'all get a chance, hit her on the text and see how she's feeling. Margo, go, 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 go. How you doing, lady?
see ya.
Oh, you
Uh-oh.
go.
Is she frozen? I think she's frozen. And so she'll be back. Oh, there she is. Margo. And she's still frozen again. So her and Veronica, they have a battle sometimes with the being in with us and everything. So I see Veronica's already jumped into the chat, and Veronica says congratulations to outside. So, but whenever you get in here, Margo, I'll see you, and then I get a chance to see how you're doing, and welcome you into what's happening here. Y'all, I am really just thinking about like this week. This week was so fast. This was a super fast week for me. But I can't say it was a bad one. Not at all. Was it a bad week? For me, last night I had a program. I had a show last night. I did the show with Dave Tolliver from Men at Large, and so that was really fun having him on the show. So if you get a chance, go over and check that out. If you're familiar with the '90s R&B duo Men at Large, it was a
Leia.
great time, and he's a great dude, and we just had a great time talking. It was good to talk to some of the veterans out there. Gerald Levert put him on years ago, so he was real cool with it, and so it's great having him there. But also, what happened this week? Y'all know already. You know what I'm about to do. You know what I'm about to do, right? Because I'm just about to rub it in. I'm sorry. I got to rub it in. The 2021 World Series champions, the Atlanta Braves. They pulled it off in game 6. They killed it. Big, 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 big congratulations to these dudes. They really, really held it down pretty well. I see y'all looking down, looking away. I don't even care. I got it fledged over here. I got it full fledged. And look at dude.
This is football, right?
Girl, girl, hush. Girl, you don't even play with me tonight. Don't even play with me. Rod Rosario with his fine self. And then of course we had Jorge Soler. This was the MVP, y'all. The MVP. He did the damn thing. So it was a really, really great time, great night for the Atlanta Braves. The thing that I love about it the most, for those of you all out there who would dare to say that they barely squeaked by. What I love is how in game 6, the other team, the Astros, what was their name? Were they from what, Houston or somewhere? They didn't even make a score. They didn't even score. So for all the haters out there that who would try to say, oh, they just got by, nah, it was a shutdown. Why are you looking down, Michael? What's up?
You
What's
know
up, turn
what?
them loose?
There are doctors out there that passed their medical degree with the 60%, and they're still doctors.
Exactly.
Whatever. I'm sorry. I'm hating tonight. I am straight up hating tonight.
Well,
Y'all just
the good thing is you haven't heard of bad nothing from anybody. They've been congratulating you on your
Right.
success.
Yeah,
Yet you
that
want to
has
down
been
us
good.
for being from Texas.
No, I am really just being that way because I have heard folks say some little shots and everything, little here and there. But I tell you this, what I like about it is that this is the first pro team in 26 years to pull it off like that. So
Yeah.
maybe this will start a trend because we, the Falcons. Like my first team in football is the Dallas Cowboys. That is my number one team. My number two is Falcons. My number three, Seattle Seahawks, which is very surprising for a person who went to the University of Texas and we hated the 12th man. So for me to come out and look at pro teams and would love the 12th man thing, that's absolutely bananas, but I love it. I love it. So I see Margo.
Football's the one with the round
The good
ball,
thing
right?
is you on the sports.
Shut up, Tiana. What did you say? What Rick, you and Michael said something.
I hit my mute button myself. I just
Whatever. Margo is back in the house. So, hey, Margo, how you doing, lady?
I'd be better if I didn't have to be on like secret location at this moment because I'm just having like
Really?
the worst time with my internet and then so much noise in the house because everybody's watching a movie or something and got stuff loud like theater
Oh,
surround sound stuff. So I'm just like, dang, like I can't hear, I can't focus. So I'm just trying to
so you Carmen
see.
San Diego tonight. Carmen San Diego. You tonight.
hey.
All right. All
Fun
right.
fact.
Go ahead, Wild Side.
There is a possibility that in the next 3 to 6 months that I will be taking my damn so close, taking my butt down to San Diego and living down there for a few months.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
That's cool.
Pacific Beach. Make sure you go to Pacific Beach.
Pacific
San
Beach,
Diego is
Ocean
cool.
Beach,
Yeah.
Playa, all of it.
Mm-hmm. All right, then let us know. Then we'll know when we're going, where we're going when we go to San Diego. Because I'll be in Vegas, and Vegas is close by San Diego. So we all know where we're going to get it. I was messing with Wild Side. But you know what, y'all? I think it's time for me to get into some stories. It's time for Who Spiked the Tea. And y'all, we're not going to spike tea for a long time tonight because sometimes we get in and we stay a long time. And the subject tonight, polyamory, is very important. And I want to make sure that we get in there at a great time and a great time, and that we get as much done as we can over there. I actually, since we're talking about things that happened this week, this is not a wonderful story, but I was very saddened to hear about the death of Ronnie Wilson, one of the three members of the Gap Band. He suffered a stroke
What?
suffered the stroke last week. Let me say it that way. And he was age 73. And if you know anything about the Gap Band, you know the brothers. They were Ronnie Wilson, Charlie Robert Wilson. And if you know anything about the Gap Band, also those were the streets. I forget the streets in Oklahoma. I'm gonna find it before the show is over. But that's what it was all about, And it was all touches upon that whole Black Wall Street thing that went on years ago. So I'll find their home was Tulsa, Oklahoma. So I'll find information before we get out of the show. So we're very saddened to hear about the death of Ronnie
Well, I'll
Wilson.
tell
He
you what,
shall be
I've been to
missed.
Oklahoma, and whenever the Black Wall Street left, they took all
Uh-huh.
the smarts with them.
They took what?
Probably so. Took all
took
the
all the
smarts
what
with them. The smarts.
All the smarts.
Oh.
Like, Oklahoma people are dumb.
Okay.
Well, I just come right with it. She just come right
Yeah.
with it. I ain't
I,
mad
I
at
love
you.
your
I ain't mad.
honesty. I love your honesty.
Tell it like it is.
Right, exactly. Well, you
You
know
know
what?
what I mean?
Speaking of honesty, we have to see if this subject here is what you feel about this. Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez had a lot to say when she talked about the love scenes that she had with Wesley Snipes in the past. She said she felt violated, y'all. Now, it's a long time ago that she had these love scenes, and so apparently it was on her mind. And in an interview, she talked about her 1995 action flick, Money Train, the action comedy flick Money Train, and she starred alongside him, Wesley Snipes, and Woody Harrelson. And she's now in the movie. If you don't remember it, her character falls in love with Wesley's officer John Robinson. But she said that his conduct on the set and dealing with her was less than flattering. And I'm going to try to read this to you to see if I can see what you're thinking. See what you think about this. She says he was a big star at the time with a lot of clout, and I was just starting out. It was my big break, and he really pressured me. He told me that if the scene wasn't hot enough, that my part would end up on a cutting room floor, and that would be bad for my career. And I don't want to get a reputation that I'm difficult to work with. So then she went further into detail. So she says, so we did it. It was horrible. We were both completely naked with nothing between us except a sock on his boner.
Well,
She said, I was so naive then. And now I would have pillows and covers or whatever to prevent contact, but I didn't know any better. And she continues to, so he's this famous actor, basically humping my leg and pawing away at my breasts and kissing them. It was awful. I felt violated. I swore I'd never work with him again. He's not done too well lately anyway, so maybe that's karma. What do y'all think about that one?
I think it's bullshit.
A lot there.
I think it's a little late to be bringing it up, as well as to say, well, he's not an actor and he wasn't that good or whatever she said anyway. I think that's a little late. I think in the sense that if he's trying to repair anything or his career, this is kind of a low blow, especially with his financial stuff going on. And is it tax evasion or whatever he got in trouble for?
Right, he got it right.
Yeah.
That's a hard one.
Yeah, I think it's a little late. It's like you already did it. Maybe you might have felt violated, and your stuff is valid. But why are we bringing it up? I mean, long as I don't know.
Didn't Tanya just say that it wasn't the interview wasn't about that it just kind of came up and she was able to release that, right?
Yeah, she just kind of
So it was more of a matter of fact type of thing.
Yeah, took an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I got some things to say about that, but go ahead.
Yeah, my question
Go
would
for
be,
it.
just like everybody else. Number one, it's however old she was when it happened. Don't know what happened. Don't know if she felt violated. Don't know if he did anything to make her feel any kind of way. Don't know where she was going with that.
Right.
But you got a lot of people on set. You got everybody around you. So if something was not right, you had a lot of people you could say something to.
Yeah.
Now, however long ago the Money Train was, you done been bigger than big. You've had a lot of money to handle whatever issues you may have had long before whatever interview you did. You could have handled that. You could have said something. You could have brought that up with it whenever other things was brought up around the world and with other folks and everything. You had ample opportunity to say something, do something. But I don't want to, I'm not making fun of nobody's trauma, but it's kind of like, what was the relevancy and if it wasn't the topic?
Yeah. I'm gonna throw something out there. I'm just gonna throw out, this is my devil's advocate moment. Now you see how she took her shot at the end about him not doing well lately. It could be karma, right? And you know how he did his time and everything. And we've had some discussion. I'm just gonna put a what if out there. What if he had his problems with going to prison for tax evasion because he would not comply with some things of the powers that be. What if this individual is dropping dirt because something needs to happen again? He might be talking too much. He might know too much, whatever, because we are heading towards a storm right now. So what if What if that was a planned situation? What do y'all think?
Don't know. I mean, to try to, I see where you're going with it. You know what I'm saying? To bring up some stuff to get him looked into, investigated, and then depending on the result, put him back in there, shut him the hell up. Yeah, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
What are your intentions? What are your intentions?
Yeah, why 1995?
I mean, so my question would be like, you bring it up, but are you going forward with anything at that point? Because if not, then what's the point of bringing it up?
Right. Yeah, I can see if she was bringing it up like for some healing purposes, or it should have been a state. It should have been off the record. Just something she to get out of her system or talk about. But it should have been something off the record, like don't put this in the paper or the magazine. You don't need to share that with everybody. But this is just something I want to get off my chest.
If you talking to a reporter or any newscaster, as soon as you say off the record, that means it's on the record.
Right. Well, and they're gonna put everything on it. They're gonna put anything and everything on it just to get their own name. So I don't trust nothing unless either the stuff adds up. Bottom line, unless the common denominator makes sense. What you say is what you said. Why didn't you say it then, or why is it relevant now? I mean, hey, to me, it's like, okay.
What if he was pressuring her to do a movie and he wouldn't take no for an answer, and that's her kind of saying,
getting out
if
of
you
it.
don't take my no for an answer, shit's gonna get real.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Anything's possible.
It could have gone both ways. That could have gone both ways. I don't put anything past anybody.
I mean, we're only being presented what was we're only speaking on what was presented to us. We don't know the behind the scenes
on one
stuff.
side. Right.
Yeah.
For one side.
Yeah, 5% of the information.
Because because the other thing that I see, remember I talk about those names on that list? I don't know about his name, but I know hers is there. So moving on.
That sounds like a long list, though.
No matter what it's going to show. You're going to be exposed, no matter how you try to slice anything. But
exactly. And I think that's what's going on too. You're going to see a lot of people covering their asses in a few minutes. Keep watching. This is going to be something. You want to talk about some spike in the tea? When all this goes down, we coming in just to spike tea. We may not even get to subject matters on those nights. We're going to be
that sound like they put some alcohol in it and lit it on fire. That tea something else.
That tea is going to be just tainted like hell in a minute. Wait. Y'all just wait. I got a lot.
It's funny, they call it tea, and we say who spiked the tea when America and tea just don't get along now, do they? Like
pretty much. Pretty much. Yes, it's not the favorite drink, is it? All right. Well, y'all, I got a story I got a crazy one and a sad. Good sad one. First of all, we're gonna go to the crazy. People do stuff. That's all I can say is that people do stuff, and when you see it, you just say to yourself, you just can't make some of this stuff up. Okay. There was a couple, and apparently there was an altercation, and the wife says to the husband, "Where do you want it?" The wife allegedly asked her husband that before shooting him. This is what the Texas cop said. What y'all got going on over there in Texas? Damn. Said a woman is accused of shooting her husband during an argument after he returned home late at night. And hold on, something jumped down in my way. Move. I'm on the site. And I had something literally. It is blocking my view. Maybe later. Okay, I'm gonna click maybe later, maybe to get out the hell out my way. Y'all, this damn thing is frozen. So hold on a minute. Let me see if I can do something else. Be back. Thank Lord. After the man returned home late at night from the bar, this is what the San Antonio police told the media outlets. The officer, they arrived at the home, and the husband was taken to the hospital, and the wife was arrested, according to the TV station. The investigators say that the couple had been arguing off and on all day. And at some point, the husband left and went to a bar and came back at midnight. And arguing continued. And during the argument, this is what it was reported that the woman pulled out a gun and asked her husband, "Where do you want it?" And she's accused of shooting him in the leg. And the husband's in stable condition right now, and the wife is facing charges of aggravated assault.
Well, back
That
in the day,
seems like some cray. Go
back
ahead.
in the day, and this by the words of this comedian, Miss Sykes, she said, "Baby, right there, that's called love. See, I shot your dad in the leg. That right there, that's called love. I don't know what it is today. I don't know what it is today.
Crazy. That's what it's called crazy.
Crazy as hell.
Yeah.
Crazy as hell.
That sound like. Go ahead.
Did he
I
stay?
bet the man said, "What are you gonna do? Shoot me?"
No, either that or I agree, right?
Where do you want it?
Either that or he's like, babe. He's like, babe. I promise I'll be back by midnight. If I ain't back by midnight, you can shoot me or you shoot me. Right? That's fine.
He came back at 12:01.
12:01.
We come back at 12:01.
She was like,
depending upon how mad she was and the complete conversation, what he did, whatever she thought in her mind was wrong. She was that mad to pull out that gun, but she wasn't trying to kill him though, because otherwise she could shot him somewhere else a little high. But I mean, depending on how in the moment and how pissed off you can get at somebody, because I think that there's a couple of people that can make me that mad, but that's why I definitely don't own no gun. On top of that, I would have shot him in the ass, at least one ass cheek or something, so he could sit down somewhere and he don't need to keep going to be out extra late just for a little bit. Like he could slow that down a little bit. But I would have shot him in the ass, man.
midnight's still a good. That's a decent time.
Midnight is a decent time. But I'm saying if it was way later than like, don't come rolling in 4, 5, 6 in the morning. Like, what was you doing?
She gave him that new penicillin. She gave him that new penicillin.
I mean, at least she didn't shoot him in the third leg.
Yeah.
She still wants to have babies with them.
That is true.
Y'all know I ain't about gun range, Bobby. Come on.
And wasn't trying to kill him, but she definitely was trying to prove a point. And I think
man,
I'm gonna hurt you a little bit. I'm gonna hurt you just a little bit.
But the question is, did he stay? Did he stay with us?
Yeah, I want to know. Yeah, I want to know what's going to happen with this one. So, the charges have been filed for aggravated assault. I wonder what's going to happen from here. Will he go back?
Okay, was the charges filed by the state or by the
Let me see if it says. Let's look here and see.
Because the state could step in and file charges against the consent of the victim.
Right. He may not want to file charges, but the state
it does. Yeah, it does not say. Right.
Did he leave his cell phone?
It does not say.
Did he leave his cell phone with him?
Don't do that.
Something with them.
It was probably
Something
in
with
his
them.
pocket whenever he got shot.
You
right
say
there.
what?
And the way that
probably got shot in his pocket.
I hate
the way that they're saying that the wife is facing charges, that it could be that the state did step in. The wife is facing charges. It doesn't sound like the man did it, because when the police get involved, like I said, like that, it becomes another entity, so another decision of others, and so maybe that's what happened. So we'll see. That remains to be seen. You all in Tejas, I got to follow up on the story. Let me know what happens. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Since San Antonio, I'll check that out. This last story that I have for you, because I said I wasn't going to stay too long sipping tea tonight, so that we can get on into the main topic here. This one, it bothers me a lot because it is so final to see an act of goodness end in this way. Shout out to NEWSBREAK for these stories. Shout out to the Griot. Just different entities that I saw that have been a part of this. Oh, I hear some music, y'all. I'm trying to stop some music from going. Oh, it's over here. Okay, let me stop it. Okay.
What? It ain't my fault. What?
Yeah, I know my system over here is his own thing tonight. But y'all checking this out. California man sacrificed himself by letting go of a zip line to save a woman.
Ooh, oh.
Joaquin Romero worked at La Jola Indian Reservation at a zip line ride. Romero tried to help a woman who became stranded on a zip line by jumping onto her harness. Romero let go of the harness and fell 70 feet below and was declared dead on Monday. 34-year-old man from California, he sacrificed himself in order to help this woman because she was stranded. And, he worked there, like I said earlier. This would happen on Saturday. He was helping a woman get hooked to the platform when she began to slide out on the zip line. He was unable to stop her and ended up grabbing onto her harness, causing both of them to slide out even further, according to a witness. Romero let go of the harness and fell about 70 feet below and suffered several blunt force injuries. The woman was not injured. Romero was airlifted to the hospital and pronounced dead on Monday.
He let go so her family can gain. That's man.
So I guess my question would be, that's heroic, but why did he let go?
My understanding is that I guess the two of them could not be supported on this whole thing. That's the way I'm seeing it, is that the two of them would not be supported. They said there are 3 zip line courses at La Jolla Zipline, Zipline, which range from 300 to 2,700 feet in length, and they can reach speeds up to 55 miles per hour. I'm not seeing anything in here as to any other thing besides the fact that the two of them couldn't be supported and he let go for that reason.
Who can make that decision? That's real.
I guess my question would be: was it the integrity of the straps or the things that they was in?
It had to be. It had to be.
Line?
Right. I would say
I've been zip lining before in those states. I mean, those things are whatever. So it had, I guess I'm just speculating now, but I feel like if he'd have held on, unless he lost his grip and just said, I don't know. It's sad.
My understanding, and
that's sad. Yeah, man.
Yeah, my understanding is the way that they both went way, way out there. There was no helping, there was no pulling her back or anything like that. And he felt like it would not support both the weight of their bodies. And so he let go in order to save her. Because him working there, he must have known how much of weight that could be supported by that. And so that's a really, really sad story.
Catching 2 people going, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. You just kind of wish that the fact that somebody did something like that and then to
lose their life, and he has survived a child. He's a child, and they are doing a GoFundMe to support the child. The goal is to raise $20,000. And over 24,000 was donated in 24 hours.
Ooh, wait.
So people are coming through to help out with the surviving child. So
he's a vet in his own. He's a vet in his own.
So that takes me into tonight's topic. You have someone who is sacrificing themselves to save someone else, and so would you sacrifice your relationship by bringing in other parties? So y'all, guess what?
It's a sacrifice.
I'm going to say that word because some people would see it that way. Some people would say, "Hey, I want to save my marriage." I'm going to sacrifice what they call the sanctity of marriage, what we have been taught. We're going to get into that. What was taught? Yes, what was taught. So. Ready for the living room, y'all? Ready or not? Let's go. Hey, welcome back and welcome to the living room. Now, I'm probably going to get in trouble for saying this. I want y'all to hype it up just a little bit, but I have a feeling it will get hype on its own considering the subject matter tonight. And tonight's subject matter is polyamory. Can you open that door? Now, for those of you all who might have an idea of what it is, but not quite sure of what polyamory is, let's go ahead and give you a dictionary definition, which is the practice of engaging in multiple romantic and typically sexual relationships with the consent of all the people involved. Okay, so it's a difference between that and polygamy. We'll get into that later on too, because some people they try to draw the two together and they are not together. And so when I was talking earlier, about the sanctity of marriage. Now I have my own views about marriage. I have my own views of where the whole construct of marriage originated and how it was drawn together, and I consider it to be a 3D construct. And as we're going into a 5-dimensional world, I often wonder how it's going to change amongst people out there. That's where one day I'd like to get into the conversation about twin flames and all of that to see where you're going. See how your mind is so far into 3D, or whether you're able to stretch your mind into being a 5-dimensional individual. Okay, so that's the basics of tonight. Anybody want to give any words before we start to kind of break down a little bit about what polyamory is?
I do.
Okay, go ahead.
So the word the definition said typically sexual relationships. And honestly, 9 times out of 10, the poly part of it is not a sexual relationship. It is least likely to be a sexual relationship, but still a relationship shared between multiple partners.
Mm.
And it's not about being able to have sex with multiple people. It's about being able to build a tribe that you can lean on and support in this world is um, very important, because two people alone tend to struggle to survive unless you get into the right position and the right job and with the right income. Most people are struggling to survive on one, maybe two incomes.
I second that emotion. So it's kind of like so many people look at, you know, what we're talking about today, and then the whole polygamy thing, and the first thing that comes to mind,
Mm-hmm.
through the media programming is sex. It's not
Right.
always about the Peter roll and the vajayjay. It's not. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it is like like when she said she hit, at least for me, she hit the nail on the head. It's like, think about this, man. You in a world, man, that you 40 hours a week for 40 years just to get 40% of your retirement. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And the definition states all parties agree to this. So if all parties agree, they coming in to say, hey, you know, 5 of us or 6 of us all going to work. You know what I'm saying? Making anywhere between 50 and 70,000. We're probably going to be doing damn good. You know what I mean? Like, and if any kids
Right.
and stuff in there, they say it takes a village to raise a child. You got all them
Mm-hmm.
people there. They share responsibilities.
Build a
Everybody has
village.
a role. People doing
Mm-hmm.
their thing. You know what I mean? And everybody eat. We all winning, B. You know what I'm saying? We all eat, B. Like, you know what I mean?
You're crazy.
So,
Well, you know
I mean,
what? I
I
read.
mean,
Well, you see, I read a dictionary type
all right.
explanation, right? But see, I
Mhm.
also pulled an article. I pulled an
Yeah, there
article
you go.
that I wanted to bring out. I thought I was going to bring it later, but I'm bringing it at the beginning because it has 7 myths about
Yeah,
polyamorous relationships.
all
And the
right.
number one myth is polyamory is mostly about is mostly about having a lot of sex, and that is the number one myth about it.
Right.
And they're saying that it's easy to assume that the appeal of polyamory boils down to having sex with multiple people. Because they say, after all, even diehard monogamists tend to feel pangs of the desire for others. That's only natural. That said, the first most poly people will tell you is that they aren't into polyamory for sex, or at least not just for sex. So that goes all into the whole thing right there. As to why that is the number one myth that people put on the table for it.
I should probably throw out there that I've been poly since 2013. So
Okay.
it's been a
So
pretty long road.
I'm kind of like confused because so then at that point, then is it friendships? Now you mentioned tribe or a community of people. So just even if we can all like even just get an understanding of what the word poly and then amorous, uh, they're both two different definitions. So why? So hence, typically it's sexual, as it's mentioned in the
I'll give
dictionary.
you some information. Okay, I'll
Right.
give you some information from this glamour.com
Right. Poly
magazine
being
article.
many and amorous, like the Latin root word amor, however you want to
Right.
pronounce it, is love. So many, much love, many people love, or whatever the case may be. So
Amor, hence amor,
Right.
hence amor.
Right.
Right.
More.
Okay. And love comes in different. It comes in different ways.
And
And
in
there's
addition to what
intimate
Tiana has
and
said,
non-intimate loves.
okay,
Non-intimate is your love for your friends.
Right.
Intimate could be sexual, but if I give you a
mhm,
hug, that is intimate love,
Right.
depending on the
So
context.
so the mention of typical, that's pretty much subjective. It just like
Very.
as you guys said, it depends on how you view it, but you can't take the definition away from what it actually is. Poly, many loves, many loves. That's what it sounds like to me. Doesn't necessarily mean that it has
and
to
the word
be.
support, don't forget, because that is what Tiana brought up earlier. And in
Okay.
this particular first myth, that is one of the facts there.
Right.
It says many polyamorous people build what they see as a sort of extended support network,
Yeah.
where some, but not all, of the connections involve a sexual component. And they said that some of the people get into polyamory because they're interested in a romantic relationship without sex. There are a lot of people in a polyamorous community who identify as asexual. So there's other things there.
Right.
Knowledge is power. I tell you that because polyamorous is like it's like they're trying to call it being a swinger. Damn near. You want to mention
Right.
sex, like that's
Mhm.
that's a totally different thing.
That's just like this folks looking for sexual gratification, man. Like, so when you think of the basic human needs, man, or what I'm saying, like, and then that just use Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right?
Mhm.
You're taking, the needs of an individual and what's important to them, and if I have a certain belief, no one else believes in it, and then somebody comes along and they believe what I believe, then we about to, we're gonna link up. Hey, you think how I think, and so on and so forth. So you get a group of folks that all got the same type of thought process or the same, interest, and they say, hey, well, why don't we all just kick it? Cool, we can all chill out in my house. Bet. It's no different from what you do, like pretty much now. It's just that at that point, you bring it together, and there's, like she was saying earlier, the various definitions of intimate and what they mean to certain people. They all get together and feed each other's needs at that point, whatever that may be.
So
Yes,
Right.
Go ahead.
whenever I'm talking to potential partners, I explain it like this. I can provide you two kinds of love. There are 7. I don't
Right.
mind if you go get the other 5 from somebody else, as
Mhm.
long as you are able to provide me with at least one of the love languages that I need.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Would you mind me asking you whether those love languages from someone who is poly? I just really want to get an idea, firsthand idea.
Yeah.
Actually, we've talked about it on this show.
Hmm.
I don't remember the 7, but I know there's 7 of them.
You talking so like you talking about the as far as the 5 love languages in the book, or you talking about the different variations of love, where it's like eros, agape. It's a couple of I know I'm missing some. It's some more of those, and those are the different types of
Mhm.
love to where they have different meanings, and then those are the different stages of love that one can give. Where you know what I mean, it goes into like a passionate, deep kind of love, and it goes into a brotherly love, sisterly love kind of thing. And matter of fact, now I got to look it up now, so I ain't misspeaking.
Right. And you know what I'm going to do as we get more into I'm going to bring some more of these myths here. And I have other information that I want to bring. So I want to bring a few scenarios to you all because there's some things that I just want to see how you feel. And then I'm going to ask you some questions about your moral uh, upbringing. What was placed in your psyche. So let's go back with this second myth first before I get to all of that. I got a lot that I want to say, but I'm just kind of easing into it. Myth number 2: a polyamorous relationship is for people who don't want to commit. That's the myth number 2. It's saying a traditional relationship more dictates that we shouldn't spread ourselves too thin and instead direct most of our attention and affection and toward our significant other, one significant other. I'm sorry. But if you've ever struggled to squeeze your SO into your calendar, you can probably appreciate that just how complicated this could get with the number of relationships you're maintaining expands. This, in fact, is one of the key challenges of living a polyamorous life. One of the most people attempt to manage through good communication, a clear effort to balance multiple partners' needs and desires, and for the sake of practicality, shared calendars. And so that's what they're saying on myth number 2. But basically, it speaks for itself that people saying that it's just your unwillingness to commit, and that is a myth. What do y'all feel?
So there's
Um,
2 types of things you could schedule. Sorry, Rick. You want to go ahead? You can
go
go.
ahead, love. Go ahead. Go ahead, love. Go ahead, because
Okay.
I'm learning this right here. I'm learning. Like
Yes,
this is a
this
conversation
is new for
I've
me.
never been introduced to. This word itself, I've never been introduced to. So, to even answer your question,
Really?
Tanya, I've never been introduced to this. The word itself,
Really? Okay.
growing up, not at all. If I did, it was a misconception with these polyamorous marriages, things like that, sexual gratification, having multiple wives, and all this other stuff, versus what it really truly is. But go ahead,
Mhm.
Tiana, go ahead.
So the 2 types of interactions that you have solo and you have group.
Okay.
Whenever you have an activity that allows you to involve the rest of the partners, you invite everyone. Let's say a barbecue. And in that barbecue, you are able to flow with the vibes and go and be affectionate towards person A or person B or person C or
Mm-hmm.
maybe all 3 of them at the same time laying down on all of their laps. No, I have not. No, I have not. Anyway, um, and then there's that solo time. There's that solo time of, hey, me and you are going to have a date night on this night. And then me and other you are going to have a date night on this night. But after next week, all 4 of us are going to go on a date and go to the beach.
Like
Okay.
you said, tribe.
Tribe. That's right.
Mm. Hmm. That's
Okay.
So watch this. Watch this. And I can't speak for the world, but in a bunch of in many countries, when people get married and all that other stuff, they pretty much it's a whole family of people that's coming in doing things, right? You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Everybody else kind of stay together. I think in America we the only want to put our kids out at 18.
Thanks, colonialism.
You know what I'm saying? So like everywhere else they have a group concept where here it's selfish and individualism. So basically
Hmm.
you might as well, and I'm not, and if I'm wrong, or if I'm offending somebody, I'm not intending to, but what I'm basically saying is the polyamorous people are pretty much taking on the ways of their own specific ways, but like similarities to other countries, bringing it here. And then it's kind of like folks that's from here kind of like because they so programmed that they reject that type, you know what I'm saying, that type of lifestyle or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? I don't even want to misspeak and call it a lifestyle, but y'all know what I'm trying to say.
It is.
You know what I mean? So you know, it's being westernized, I guess, if that's what you want to call it. So,
That's half the problem.
Mhm.
Because Native Americans have been poly for centuries and
right,
centuries. And
right.
it's only the damn white people that came in and were like, no, you can only be married to one person because of taxes.
Yeah, and
You
let's go
said it.
there. Let's
You
go ahead
said
and
it.
yep. Let's
Waiter,
go ahead and go there.
waiter,
Thank you
waiter,
for opening that door because
waiter,
Right.
my drink.
Let's go ahead and go there. This was a
Waiter.
I'm not
St.
white, just so y'all
Augustine's was
know.
a original. Okay,
no,
was the original of this whole construct of marriage. I spoke earlier and said that this is a
right.
3D construct. This is a
Damn so
construct
is.
put together so that they can regulate you and make money off you, these marriage licenses, and they also can regulate what you were doing in your relationships and all that. And they
Exactly.
shamed you. They shamed you into
That's
thinking
it.
that you had to be in a marriage under their rule, under their paperwork in order to be a union. And they shamed you that sex was dirty. You could
Right.
not have sex. You could not have a child or anything like
Religion.
that unless you were under their union of their marriage. And then they brought in the religion on top of that and the church and the whole nine. And to those of you out there who are listening and thinking that I'm crazy, look it up.
Hey,
Look
let me
it
tell
up.
you
Just
something,
do me a
man.
favor.
And
You
that's the
ain't gonna
religion.
argue.
That's a
Hey,
whole nother religion too. That's a whole nother religion.
yeah, let me tell you like this.
Mhm.
This how I see it. You know what I'm saying? This is just me. Yeah. If you want to know about humans, study the animal kingdom, man. I keep saying this over and over. Study the animal kingdom. You know what I'm saying? You study the animal kingdom. Ain't none of that. Ain't no. I know they like, oh well, humans. We were given this, you know, whatever. No, hell no. Look at the animal kingdom. If you see a pride of lions, you got the lion, and they say, oh, the lion get to go down there and sleep with all them women. You know what I'm saying? No, because he can't do all of that by himself. And so you know the other lionesses is making it go down with the other little males in the group. Bulls, elephants, and anything else. And hell, the dolphins is getting to a point where they getting humans now. Shit. You know what I mean?
Damn, bro.
Shit.
Honestly, I think
Damn,
the
bro.
only monogamous animal species at this point that I'm aware of is penguins.
Mm, mm.
Yeah, they do mate for life. They do. They have their
Yeah,
partner and their partner for life. You
But
know.
I think it's less about monogamy and more about, hey, you're my penguin. I'm your penguin. And if a shark's coming, you better let my ass know, or else your egg is gonna get
you know,
frozen.
let me ping your Gwen. You know what I'm saying? Hey, give it up.
But just look at it. Like when you look at the animal kingdom, I mean, you got some that run solo, but mostly all the animals run in packs in herds. So what's the difference between people in the United States or wherever in this world? I'm sorry, that says
Uh-huh.
we want to resemble what nature does. We will get together, we will fulfill our basic needs, and we will survive together.
We are the penguins of the animal
I'm
kingdom.
For roaches,
just saying, man.
for
No,
And the
roaches,
first thing that
for
comes
roaches.
to
no.
mind, which is, oh, go ahead, go ahead.
Let's say it the way that it should. That penguinism was forced on us in the kingdom.
All
That's more
right, I
like
think
it.
I got all seven of them.
I'll tip to that.
Yes. Also, that's what you put over here. Oh, okay, those are the languages of love. Okay, Mike, you want to go ahead and read them real quick, and then I'll get to the next myth as we talk about polyamory.
All right, so just to go back when they say, and this was just a quick excerpt from an article I got from wellandgood.com. I can shoot it to y'all if y'all want it, but and oh, hold on, sorry. You know, all this writing for school, I want to. And this was done by Jenna Birch in August 12th of 2019. The 7 distinct Greek word describes different kinds of the love and which have you experienced. It's an article, relationship tips. All right. Anyway, giving credit to the person. But these definitions come out, and it's just a portion of them. It says eros, romantic and passionate love, right? That's the type that is. When you talk about the 7 Greek ones, you got eros, romantic and passionate love. Hopefully I'm saying it right. Philia is intimate, authentic friendship.
I think it's Villa.
Phila, okay, help me out. Ludus, ludus is like a playful, flirtatious love, and to me the word looked like storage, but I don't know Greek. So then that says unconditional, familial type of love, and philautia. I don't know what the hell that is. I hope I said it right. Philautia.
Think fellatio.
I like
Well,
Not
there we go.
Malaysia, but
how y'all doing? All right, y'all doing all
It's
right?
funny that you say that because this one here says self-love.
No, we're not going to shake the We're not going to shake the dice
don't
on
stretch
that.
that any further right now.
We're not going to shake the dice on
Not
that.
stretching that any
Just
further
saying.
right there.
I guess I should have practiced these words before I just got on live TV trying to pronounce
You're
these
good.
things.
You're good.
The other one says pragma, which is committed and companionate.
Pragmatic.
And then you have agape, which is the empathetic and universal type of love. And I know agape just because I followed Martin Luther King, and that was kind of his thing, the type of love that he was, projecting out in the world. So I'm familiar with agape and eros, but the other 5, I never really paid attention to be honest with you. But they're out there.
Right. Okay, so the 5 the languages of love. That's what we were talking about just now, y'all. Okay,
So
we're moving forward.
Yeah, that's 7.
Okay, we're talking about the myths right now about polyamory, and then we got a lot more deeper stuff to talk about because I want to present some things to you all as well. So we're going to pick it up just a little bit. Myth number 3: polyamory can never work long term because humans are jealous by nature.
Very true.
Well, there's some thoughts in here. I don't know if you all want me to read more about that, but it was just, I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
Humans are not jealous,
major
they are
difference they're
possessive.
saying is that, okay, they're saying that poly people learn to respond to feelings of envy with openness and curiosity rather than shame. So that might be something there that's very profound. Myth number 4, orgies are the name of the game. They're saying in the same way that polyamory isn't all about sex, it also isn't all about group sex. They say sure, group sex happens in certain relationships
Also,
under
only
any
a couple
circumstances.
sacrifices a year.
You what? What?
Only a couple
Shut up!
sacrifices a year.
Shut up! Wow, stop.
A couple of sacrifices a year. Okay.
But
I'm sorry.
yeah, but she threw it off so far. Let me see if I can get
That's heavy. I mean, because that's when
my mind went a million places. My mind went a million places, but let me stay on real quick here so that I can give you all the information. We can get out of these myths so that we can go into the real stuff. They're saying, yeah, it does happen, but there are plenty of poly people who never have group sex and those who do not necessarily have it all the time or anything like that. So that's myth number 4. Myth number 5, polyamory is for commitment phobes. And she's saying, nope, most poly people aren't poly because they're afraid to settle down. There's a quote here saying being one of several partners doesn't mean that my partner isn't really committed to our relationship or that he can't be with me. He is with me all the time. We just don't live together and we're not married. Commitment is not a function of co-living. Commitment is about being there for the other person. So that's how they feel is about the commitment. It's not that setup. We talked about the setup of the marriage and we'll get back into that in a few minutes. Myth number 6. Poly people are more at risk for an STD. That's what there. Says sex with a number of different partners can be risky, whether you are polyamorous or not.
And notice the trend. Notice the trend in each thing that each myth is all just about all sexual.
Right.
That's it.
Right.
Nobody thinks beyond damn private parts.
The ignorance of it all. Because that's like they're making it in terms of like being swingers or just having an all out orgy. But it was clearly stated typically, only typically. It didn't say and sexual. It said typically, which is subjective. So unless you know, do some research. But yeah, that's real.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Because they were
you make
saying
it a requirement if you're going to participate in a poly relationship,
Right.
unless you make it a requirement, sex usually doesn't even happen often.
Yeah.
right. Let me finish that real quick, and I got one more, and then I'll tell y'all something behind the scenes. I can put it out there. They say that polyamorous tend to play it safe in their relationships, very safe, from things like STDs. And so, of course, that is a myth that goes out there because they're very open about it, and they take the steps to keep everything safe. And myth number 7, polyamory practitioners never get attached to anyone. That's another myth. Because they say people who practice polyamory tend to use the word abundance to describe the wealth of love, affection, and possibly that having multiple partners tend to bring to their lives. And so you can love more than one person. That's basically what they're saying. You can be attached to more than one person. I mean, has anybody ever been, loving or liking two people at the same time?
Oh yes.
Is that unheard of?
I
Yeah,
still
but
Okay.
to a certain
You're not
degree,
confined. If you
like
confine yourself or imprison yourself to one person, you're doing an injustice to yourself and those around you. You're not being honest with your thoughts and being able to share your personality with people. You're confining this committed. Is it committed or is it imprisonment? You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. Like you can't be free or be yourself and express who you are, be able to share different likenesses with other people, and for that other individual to get jealous, then that's a problem that they have to, I want to say, reconsider or deal with. You can't make anyone be comfortable with you having shared personalities with other people. You're not just that dynamic one in reality. That's not reality. That's not the case. You got other people that likes to do just like Michael said earlier. You got other people that loves and that likes what you like and love what you love. So I mean,
Right.
yeah. So yeah, people should
You
limit.
got frequencies and vibrations, man.
It goes
You know
far.
what I'm saying? And I just feel like, and this is just me looking at these 7 things here, passionate love, authentic friendship, flirtatious love, familial love, self-love, committed and companionate. And then you got empathetic and universal. Now you tell me you go out into the world and you're not going to sit there and find somebody that you connect with on each one of them levels. If you found one person that could do all of that, then maybe you'd be fine. But guess what? At some point, nobody's perfect. So we're not 100%. So that is why connections end up happening, or that is why certain people become friends and certain people flirt and get attracted to each other and all that other stuff.
It's going to happen.
Only here in this land, the United States, is where somebody basically said, no, you can't do that.
Right.
Kind of like when I was saying, when somebody says, oh, well, you can't have all you got all the women, so we're gonna cut that short right now, and we're gonna initiate some laws around this piece, and you can only have one, okay? And and you're gonna pay for that since I wasn't getting any play, I wasn't getting any action. You know what I mean? Right, or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Types or whatever. Right. So it's just like that, and that's how I feel a lot of things were. You know what I mean? Like it was whatever didn't go with whomever had the money or had the say so or the power. It was like, well, we're gonna get together, we're gonna band together, we're gonna create some constitutions and some laws and some amendments, and we're gonna tell these people what they need to do in order to get us paid.
I gotta say, your impression of a white person is spot on.
So
Margo, you were getting ready to say something, right?
Yeah.
I'm having to even backtrack what I was gonna answer on. I just know, as far as liking or loving two people at one time, yeah, to a certain degree, but I mean, each person, you got your specific reasons of why you feel that way towards them. But on top of feeling that way towards them, there's always going to come a time to where you feel highly a little bit more attracted to or drawn to this person versus the other one, even though you might love both. And it's because of that deeper level of understanding, deeper level of connection, deeper level of just things about each other that seem more right than the other. So
Mhm.
you can always love two people,
Yeah.
but
You're talking
one
about a
will choose.
primary.
Oh,
You,
talking
you
about a
said
what?
what you
You're
Required.
talking about the primary.
Required.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right, so the
yeah.
primary is I am in a relationship with you. You have a girlfriend. I have a boyfriend. Um, I also have a girlfriend. But the primary is the root of the community tribe type situation,
You
and
understand?
then everybody builds on top of that
Primary.
primary
What builds with?
Mhm.
relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So
And in
that's
the
the one
poly
that
community, that is understandable because my girlfriend over here might also have a primary, and I might be her
Mhm.
secondary, and
Right.
now we have two primaries coming together, and eventually we're gonna have four, and that's gonna build a damn house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I
Mm-hmm.
I
I
actually wanted to talk about the primaries and the secondaries. I think that's a very interesting concept right there
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I I think that people get confused, and again, they want to talk about polygamy. Polygamy is marriage. That is that 3D construct called marriage that was put together, and they made it illegal. They made it under the construct illegal for you to engage in a second marriage, but they have tried their best to find ways to interfere in the whole polyamorous situations too, by when it comes to illegal situations, like if you're trying to get your child in a child, custody settlements and things like that. They find different little ways because they cannot regulate you in a polyamorous non-marriage relationship or unions. They cannot regulate that.
I have a
So,
hot tip for everyone. And
uh-huh.
I'm sorry, before I forget this, this is the biggest thing that has made some of the barriers that come with marriage that you can only have with marriage be dropped down. And engagements. Even if you are not going to be able to marry your secondary, you guys are engaged, which will allow you to walk into any hospital if they are admitted, say, that is my fiance, and they have to let you by.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Okay.
for anybody out there that's in a poly relationship and worry about being able to go see their loved one in a hospital or any other situation like that, and you want to make sure that you will have access to your partner, become engaged. Have a ring.
Okay.
Even if that ring belongs to your primary, make sure they have
Mhm.
a ring because once you say that that is my fiance,
Mm-hmm.
you get past the door. They
Mm.
can no
Wow.
longer stop you.
It sounds like we've all been in polyamorous, and still to this day are polyamorous. We just never knew. We just never knew. That's what it sounds
Nah,
like.
yeah, because everybody is looking for the bells and whistles of being proposed
One,
to
one
and or
person.
having a big wedding. And understand this, if you've ever been married, you know that a wedding ain't even for you. It's for your family and friends. It ain't for you.
Right.
Mm.
Yeah, you get to like walk down the aisle and you become the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? That's really for not trying to be funny, but that's really for the bride that's coming down, because the man, his interest ain't crap. You know what I mean? He just there in a suit, just standing there looking there. I'm gonna wait for it to cool down. You know, her, right? Come on, You know, I'm away from my bride. Let me fix it. And I say, man, like whomever's standing there. I don't want to,
Right.
you know what I mean. But who's ever standing there, you know what I mean. Just like I'm gonna just wait, and it's like, nah, man, like, you know, uh,
Hmm.
it's
Well, what I
you know how it
what
is,
I
man. I just feel like this. People need to. Um, you can't undo what's been done for like so long, and that's the thing, and that's my only frustration is, man, people
we
gotta see. You have to see it's a
you
control
can
mechanism.
undo it. You can do it.
You know what
You
I'm
can
saying?
undo it. It's
You know what I mean? But people have to see that it's a control mechanism and that it's all financial, man. Like the reason they don't like it, well, people don't like it, and most people don't like it. Number one is what they used to and they don't know nothing else. You know what I'm saying? Cognitive dissonance, number one. Then number two, you know what I mean? It's like if the concept is divide and conquer and you sitting there uniting, you're going against the grain.
I think that is people wake up more about many things that are happening in the world right now. They're going to start saying things more like, "So what else did they lie to us about?" Watch, keep on watching. You're going to see people asking that same question right there. So what else have we been lied to about? And it's going to go into everything, including
Right.
these types of relationships, including that. Hey, do me a favor, Michael. I'm choosing use. Tell me what's happening in the chat right now. What's going on in the chat?
Oh, well, let me see. Let me get your chat function going on.
Okay.
Okay. What I got, man, I got to go back and do all of this stuff.
Well, no,
So
you
I
have to
can
go
just
too
tell you.
far back.
No, I'm gonna just tell you right here. You got, I guess based off of some of the things that we was talking about, you got some people that were shaking their head. Um, and then you have, I guess I don't want to mispronounce his name, but Mr. Jackson basically was saying, "Hey, man, this is real talk."
Hey.
Veronica came in and basically said, "Hey, this is very educational." Ms. Bridges said those myths have been perpetuated in many different forms, from government interventionist incidents to the Bible. It's really hard to break free from the matrix. That was
Mm.
good concept there. And then sorry. And then Rick basically came in back when to follow up to say they get confused because tradition without experience and openness. Um, and people said they wanted a beautiful marriage and the wedding part never really mattered. You know what I mean? So because traditional things that everybody's being taught. And that's pretty much where we at with the chat, besides that. But
Right.
it's folks that's gaining some knowledge. As far either whether they're receiving it and or giving it. So it's going both. It's going both ways.
Hey,
Okay.
several ways.
Pun intended.
Several ways.
Pun
Several ways.
intended.
Polly.
Well,
Polly.
you know,
Well, I'm just
Several ways.
saying, man. Nah, but I don't know. So go back to the question, the original question, Miss Tandy girl.
yes.
Your original question was on the topic of the discussion.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Can you open that door?
Now.
I actually, and that's what I'm getting ready to do. I'm going to, if you
Oh,
all are
okay.
ready, I'm going to present scenarios, and I actually, no, you said, okay, you think I'm saying that's what I'm getting ready to do is open the door? No, I'm actually saying I'm
No,
going to
no, no,
read
no,
on.
no. It was because basically, you know how you start on one thing, you go down some
Uh-huh.
couple of rabbit holes, and then you're trying to figure out where you started off in the beginning. So just had a
Hmm.
moment of clarity and was like, man, what was the real question? So let's get,
Okay. You know,
that's
y'all know what
all.
I'm doing over here. Y'all know I'm over here setting up all the tags and everything out here. So y'all know when I get quiet, what I'm over here
Right.
doing.
Okay, well,
So
you do your thing then. How about this? Is anybody on this panel right now? Well, that
I'm gonna
that
take y'all into something. Y'all just give me a second. I'm gonna take y'all into it because I'm gonna
good. I
read
was
an
about to
article.
just ask
Oh,
random
well, go ahead.
questions.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Who is anybody, like, now that we've kind of got various definitions, anybody feel like they've kind of been either toying with polyamory now that they've gotten, I guess, various definitions of it?
It might
No,
be another
I mean,
well, I
Wildside.
mean,
You say you already living it,
she's
but
already
I guess,
there. She's
I
already
guess,
there.
I guess Rick walked away, and then
Well, y'all saw
I'm,
my
Coco.
what
I'm,
happened with me in the chat. So y'all saw
yeah,
what happened in the chat. So
I'm
well,
curious as to what
we
changed
can
your
talk about
mind
it.
about it.
Who,
What
I
me?
changed your
think for me, I'm just gonna say honestly, it was just everything new, everything. Huh? Are you serious? I don't know you. I don't know you. I don't know them. I don't know. You know, it was just really out of place to me. Um, but if I was in a long term relationship with someone and it was maybe it'd be different, but it was just so out of place in that situation for me. You know, I don't know your ass that well, let alone try to bring somebody else around.
That is the precise reason why you have your group dates and then
Uh
you have
huh.
your solo dates. You have 3 solo dates with the person you're actually interested in, and then you have a group
Hmm.
date to meet the rest of the fam.
Damn.
Okay. 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 I like that. I like that.
I get. You
Um.
know what? Looking
I
through.
am I am just super old school. I but if it's not an easiness to my spirit, then it's like I gotta back away. But I don't shun nobody for what they do or automatically just think the worst. But I just know what works and what fits for me. I
Right.
know the type of person I am. If you want to put it this way, like life and uh, exes or
Uh huh.
ex-husbands pretty much was doing some poly stuff halfway in my face. So,
Only halfway.
I'm not
I'm
for it.
sorry.
It was more so considered cheating, but cheating without, certain things or poly without certain things with me fully being aware or knowing. So,
Okay.
you know,
All right.
So,
if I'm
so
being
I
Well, first
guess
we
my.
want to welcome Shannon to the chat. Hey,
Hey,
Shan. How you doing?
hello.
my face is still itchy, but as you can see, I still
Okay.
got redness around here. But
Oh,
I got a little doped up. I couldn't make it. I took my antihistamine and KO'd for a
oh,
couple hours.
allergies.
All
Allergies.
right.
Allergy drug abuse.
It's
Good
alright.
to
I've been
have you.
schooling these people.
Welcome, welcome,
She
welcome.
said these.
Yeah.
How the hell we become these people?
What would you like me to
But
call you my
Right.
people? I didn't know we were that close
my
yet.
people. Yeah, we cool
Yeah.
with it. We cool with
Cause
it.
remember, she just said she don't
We
know
in the
people like
living
that. Did
room.
she just say that? Didn't she just say that, Tiana? She's like, I don't know you like that. Did she just say that? So
No, I was talking about the dude. I was talking about the dude. Y'all supposed to be
I'm
my
messing with you. I'm
people.
messing with
Y'all
you.
supposed to be my
Yeah.
people.
All right. So,
I'm discussing my innermost thoughts with y'all, telling y'all
all
And
right.
stuff
and
in the
yeah,
chat
and
So
that
y'all
make
getting.
and
So y'all going innermost thoughts, huh? That's what y'all. That's what y'all getting at.
yes.
Oh,
So
I'm actually
while I
telling.
was single this last time around, I actually got on Tinder and was opening the idea. I don't know. Well, yeah, no, I talked to Tiana about this because the situations I got into are weird. So like I tried to be the third party in the polyamorous stuff. It was very strange. The things that I ran into were the men were very if I ran into someone, the men were very narcissistic, and it seemed more like they were opening the door to just like they dressed it up like, oh, we're going to have this third party. And me personally, like I don't take things like that serious in a relationship status. Like I'm not trying to marry two people and have a family with two other people. So it was very abrasive. And Tiana said, you have that group date thing, and we had video chats and stuff, and the guy was like isolated me with him and had the wife go take care of the baby. And it was a very awkward situation because it was like forcing me to kind of like
Get to know them.
deeply, to be deeply involved with both of them right off bat. And it wasn't just like, oh, let's date and get to know each other. It was like, we are looking for our third wheel, and that's going to be you. And I was like,
Oh
no,
no.
no, it's not. But I sign up for the idea that, and I want to say this lightly, and I don't want to offend anyone, but I sign up for the idea like in the in nature, there are birds who mate for life, but then you have lions who have an entire pride. So go back further than, African descent and Irish descent, European descent, go back to Pangea. I feel like there are different species of human. And if you are a part of that bloodline that is a certain species, maybe polyamory is good for your tribe. But me personally, I am a monogamous species of human, and I prefer to be with one person. But I know many people who are polyamorous, and it's just very much the idea of I have more love to give than just one person. That's how I see it.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I don't have that
I'm
much
gonna
love to give. I got one person love. That's it.
Yeah.
well, I want to
Yeah.
read something, y'all. I want to see how you feel about this because I found this to be very interesting. Just let me read it, and then kind of form your opinions and all from there. But I want your feedback. But just let me get through it first before you give me too much feedback. And this is an article from upscalemagazine.com. Shout out to Crystal Jordan. I know her from years ago. So this is a good article. And the name of this article is Could a Polyamorous Relationship Be the Answer to a Cheating Spouse? Okay. I'm going to just bring to you, because she was talking about what polyamory is, consensual, ethical, responsible, non-monogamy. And as it gets into this whole situation, let me bring the situation and just get your opinion. Antoine Reddish is a 39-year-old Philadelphia transplant to Atlanta. Antoine lives in a home with his 6 girlfriends and their collective children. With 7 working adults contributing to one household income, Antoine believes polyamorous, say that right, polyamorous relationships are a great option for establishing financial wealth. While he acknowledges the lifestyle isn't for everyone, and on occasion the women get jealous of each other, he believes that the structure of polyamory allows him to do something he has never done before: be honest with a woman. Continues. More and more couples are practicing polyamory, or what some refer to as man sharing, in larger cities across the country. Shay, 27 years old, says that she decided she didn't want to lose her boyfriend after she discovered he was involved in another relationship. Having the option to stay in the relationship and have an open and honest relationship with his existing girlfriend surprisingly was a better option to her than leaving the relationship. And the quote is, every one of my girlfriends is crying over their guy cheating on them or afraid he will if he goes out at night with his friends. Most of them know that their dude is dealing with other females, knowing about it and just turning a blind eye. I couldn't live like that. I couldn't keep living like that. Okay. And so the article says whether you see polyamory as an option to alleviate cheating or you're just curious about the lifestyle, it's definitely a trend that is gaining momentum. Another quote here. Another quote is that there are many people living in polyamorous relationships than you think. They just may not be willing to talk about it because they are afraid of the backlash. And this is what the guy Antoine says. And so Crystal, she asked the question, would you consider being a part of a polyamorous relationship? So based on that situation, and I do live in this city, and they always talk about how there's so many, the ratio of men to women, like there's so many women to one man, and a lot of,
Oh,
and I call this the city where relationships go to die. What would you feel about that kind of? I mean, that is I say Atlanta is a city where relationships go to die, and I call it Sodom and Gomorrah. So I just feel a certain way about it. But I say it in jokingly, but at the same time, I'm not one who believes in that full concept of the third the 3D construct of marriage anyway. But go ahead.
So Atlanta is not relationship; it's relationship. That's what it sounds.
Relation
But
shot.
yeah, you can't. But it's like you're justifying cheating. You're like in a sense agreeing to someone's poor behavior when you want to introduce or try to cover up with polygamy or polyamorous relationship. You're pretty much just you're agreeing to it, but you just want to call it a different name. You're trying to make it adjusting or comfortable for the one that's doing the dirt. You can't disguise what it is, no matter how you slice it. They cheating. You want to call another name? No, it's cheating, darling, or it's cheating, homeboy. It is what it is. That's why I stand on that. Everybody else?
Okay.
I mean, it depends on like the partner, because what you're explaining, again, it just sounds like a man with narcissistic tendencies that just wants to be treated like a king when he's not one. The root of actual polyamory is literally like you have more love to give than just one person. That's the actual pure root of polyamory. But when you have these men and women that come in and they think with their libido
Mm-hmm.
instead of thinking with their actual heart and thinking with their actual emotions, you get into these narcissistic situations where, oh, this man, just this example, this man has 6 7 women that live with him, and so now he's financially free to do whatever he wants. That comes from a very selfish place, and that's where a lot of people, I feel, have confusion with polyamory, is because you have these representations that are not what polyamory actually is, or what it is supposed to be at the bottom line. Like I said, I have a bunch of friends, including Tiana, that are polyamorous, and I'm open to talking about their relationship issues. Like, I don't. It's not my place. It's not my type of relationship, but I can understand the need to have multiple understanding from multiple different places, because that's what a lot of polyamory is this partner meets me on this level, and this partner meets me on this level, and this partner meets me on this level. It's not, oh, you're living with me so I can have financial freedom. Oh, you're living with me so I can shack up with 6 other people. Like, that's the part that gets construed in mainstream. I want to say mainstream media, but I feel like it's mainstream existence, because there are so many people that walk into these situations with selfishness as opposed to, let me show you what it is to be loved.
Okay.
That's just
So my
I'm
take.
still
being
going
in America.
to.
That's just being in America. Period. You know what I mean? You're taught greed in America.
Mm.
You just taught that. You're taught greed. You're taught to be
Mhm.
this. Folks are put in roles. People are playing roles and playing parts. Because they are being guided into thinking something. When you think for yourself, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to do anything in this type, when it comes to all of this stuff, polyamory, polygamy, all that stuff, take sex out of it. Before you do anything with them things, take sex out of it. Sex is gratifying. Sex is going to, you're looking for a heightened end, an orgasm, busting the nut, coming, whatever you wanted to call it, skeet skeet, or whatever you want to call it. That's what you're looking for. So when people are looking to have those things, their emotions get tied to it, right? And everything else, and then they hold on to all that other stuff. It's supposed to be one person and one woman, one man, and this, that, and the other. Okay. But you take sex out of it, then you can see that needs are being fulfilled. Like Shannon was saying, there's different types of love and levels of love, and people need whatever they need. Some people are fine with certain things. Now, she kept you. The only thing that I was kind of looking at, because I've seen it. I've read about it and I've seen it, to where there are women who are the main ones in the relationship who have multiple men.
Mm-hmm.
So it is reversed. It's not just men out there running women. Excuse me, y'all. But there's women that's got multiple men as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's some folk there's in a sense where I've seen where there was a man with his family, and then there was a woman with her family, and then they all just got together and made one big ass family.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And then all is good, all is well. Will there be bickering? Yeah. That's just like any multi-person household.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's any multi-person household, you know. And I'm pretty sure when people get aroused and get horny and all that other stuff, is ways that they have to handle up or should handle up or whatever the agreement is. Because remember that definition said all people are in agreement.
Okay, I want to do something. First, I want to see what the comments here, and then I'm going to pose the question to you all that I just posed to the audience just now. But first, I see that Bridget had put a comment in a little while ago, and she was saying some topics can be hard to bring up, especially if you don't know the other person's views or think that they might think that you're crazy. Yes.
No, they
Okay,
yeah.
Veronica talk about LOL ain't that what R. Kelly was doing? No, they won't. R. Kelly won't do that. R. Kelly was doing some other
No,
stuff.
R. Kelly was keeping those women against their will and brainwashing them. That's a complete thing.
Right, and then Bridget was like, and see, that's what I don't agree with. One man and seven women, just like in the article I read just now. Where the other man at? And, you know, I am just not a total believer in because I live in Atlanta, I believe that it is something that is spoken about just so that people can't get away with their Sodom and Gomorrah behaviors down here. But I have to ask you all, based on the article that I read just now, and just totally away from your feelings of the things that you expressed just now, along with the article, can polyamory help to solve the issues of a cheating spouse? Because that's what the whole thing was. The one man and the 6 women, he kept cheating and everything. And so why not just let the other ones come in? And because if that he's got a big appetite, now he's got a bunch of in here to satisfy that appetite. Will he stop cheating now? What do y'all think?
So, cheating, there is cheating in poly, and it hurts worse because the expectation is that you are not the only person there. If you start a relationship with someone, cheat on them, and try to make it into poly, that is still cheating, that is still wrong, and fuck you.
Right. And then now
situations like that.
And then now the whole town, the whole little clique and crew know. So it's
right.
like,
and I mean, that's the thing with polyamory is like when you open those doors and not open the doors to polyamory, but when communication is important in every relationship. Communication is more so important when it comes to a polyamorous relationship because there are more boundaries that could end up being crossed if you do not have the correct understanding of each other and your other partners, depending.
Yeah,
in
you
everybody's
cannot involve-
interpretation. Oh, I was gonna say in everybody's interpretation of or of somebody's comment that they put out there will be perceived differently. Everybody's not gonna understand it the same way. So with you having multiple persons involved, you know, unless y'all are sitting in a circle kumbayaing and getting that understanding together, it will be some confusion in the group.
I would say this. If somebody was in a polyamorous relationship and they got caught and they get a guy, whomever, anybody got caught cheating, if you got 7 people and then let's say you the man and there's 7 women and you guys get caught, you about to get 7
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying?
From 7 women.
I kind of feel like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's probably a deterrent. You know what I mean? Like
That's
shit,
right.
you know. I feel like
Yeah,
that
His
I'm
good.
gonna
face,
stick with her because I
one
got
side of
7
his
hands
face
back
is
at
falling
house.
off.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Margo
I,
no,
said one side of his face is
One of
falling off.
his face is falling off because they all gonna hit that
hey,
same cheek.
hey, look, it's going. Look, and
Wait, wait.
so think about this. What if that guy was in San Antonio? He'd have got shot 7 times.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
There
Right.
you go. Well, let me look at the comment from I Am Royalty. I Am Royalty had the comment said it depends on exactly what that cheating spouse is missing in the current
nope.
relationship.
No, it doesn't because
Cheating
And
is
I
cheating.
think
Period.
but
you
that was
are
the
still
question.
cheating. It does not matter what you are missing. If you
Yeah,
have
you're
the
still
balls
hiding
to
something
not
about that. Yeah.
exactly, if you have the balls to hide your communication, to have secrets, and to go on the low, you are still cheating. It does not matter if you are in a polyamorous relationship or not. You need to have the balls to sit down and talk to your partner about your needs before you step out. So miss me with that bullshit.
Okay, now back up
Mhm.
because the question says, can polyamory help to solve the issues of a cheating
No.
spouse? Hold on. The issues that somebody. So watch this, and I'm going to break it down because I just got onto this whole tip. See,
All
we're quick to place upon people our conviction, but not offer them any help with their affliction.
Ooh,
So if his affliction,
okay.
if a person is cheating, then they have an affliction. If there is something to help them with that, and what it says is, can it help to solve? So when we break it down, I get what you're saying, and I'm not justifying the cheating, but what I'm saying is, it says, can that type of relationship basically
Right.
be a medicine or a cure to that behavior or to that issue?
Nope.
Can it help?
That's
Can
Not
it
if you.
help?
that's the question.
No, because if you feel
That's the question. Can it help? But this is the thing,
Okay. So I have
when
an
you're
answer.
going in as cheating and then putting polyamorous over it, that's that part right there, that fucking part right there. You can't feed me no plums and fruits
Tiana.
when I got cancer. That's the thing. Now, when you're going in prior, okay, we can talk. But then after the fact, and then you want to cover up and then put the sheet or the blanket polyamorous. Oh, now we polyamorous. You were cheating, but we're going to call it polyamorous. No, that's a conversation to be had from the forefront, from the beginning. That's balls and ovaries. Balls and ovaries.
Balls and what, as they say.
All of that. All of it.
Oh.
This whole thing about men,
Yeah.
only men, no.
No. So
Because hold
so
on.
it says, but it said, what did
No,
it
no,
say?
no, wait, hold on. Let me finish.
Wait. Let Tiana
No,
answer it
just
because
real
she's
quick.
actually involved in it.
Because real quick, because even women get the streets wet like Venice. Don't get it twisted. We all do our part. We carry on.
Ew.
Right. Okay. So the issue is not being able to fix them with poly.
Right.
The issue
Right.
is being able to fix their integrity
Mm,
before they attempt
right.
any relationship, poly or
Right.
not.
Got you.
So,
Right.
poly cannot fix a
It cannot be.
relationship
At all.
even from the beginning if the person is inherently has no integrity.
Mm.
Got you. Okay. That's
Mm,
go ahead. Go ahead.
mm,
Go
Keep
ahead.
going.
Integrity.
okay.
No,
That's one of them. Integrity is one of them.
right. No,
Right.
she hit it. She hit it on the
So,
head.
if the person has no integrity, there is no relationship either way,
Mm-hmm.
and that is a much bigger issue,
So
whether that's with whatever religion they have conflicts with or
Say
government that they're trying to
so
overthrow. It's they got to fix
She
the
said
integrity.
That's real funny.
no, but she's right,
the
and I
government
agree.
to the
So what I was going to do was relate
right.
what she said to the comment where it said it depends on exactly what the cheating spouse is missing in that current
Mhm.
relationship. Because remember, in order to be whole, when we use that analogy that 100 takes 100% to be complete, but if you're missing any type of percentage at home, and we just talked about this with the various stages of love, if you're missing something and someone else aligns with what you're missing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a need for you, you're going to go get it, right? You're going to go get it.
Mm-hmm.
So
But you have to have the integrity to start every relationship
anew, right?
every
Well, let
relationship
me
with
ask.
the understanding that you cannot provide me with
Right.
everything that I need, and I
Exactly.
will find what I need.
So
Mm-hmm.
just like tonight,
Vice versa, I
yes,
cannot provide you with everything that you need,
Having that
and you need to
realization,
go find
right?
what I can't provide
Mhm.
you in order for us to grow as our relationship and the relationships surrounding us that is going to build us up and make us more stable and successful in our life.
And become a part of the household.
she,
Mhm.
look, we finna
I
give
was
her
about to say that. I was about to say that, and because it all starts from home, even
right.
the
Well,
upbringing.
let me see if you all agree with these points here about this article, another article about polyamory, and shout out to healthline.com for this particular article. And they're saying, what is the appeal? And tell me if you agree with these things of the appeal of polyamory. You
Oh, it's
or
all
your
about sex.
partner, no, this is
Getting
different
some
here.
things at
You,
home. That's what that is.
you or your partner feel attracted to others while still feeling attracted to one another. Do you agree?
Mm,
Say that one more
Okay.
time. I was sipping way
You
too loud on this tea.
we are then. Go ahead.
Okay, you or your partner feel attracted to others while still feeling attracted to one another. So
That's
you
everybody.
agree.
Yeah, that's basic
That's
animal nature.
everybody. That's everybody.
Okay.
That's
Well,
everybody.
and let
And
me go with the
Yeah,
next
that
point
can
here.
happen. You just don't cross that line.
Okay.
Ah,
You or your partner want to love multiple people at the same time.
well, depending on your level of love,
Depending on which love.
how far you willing to
We
go
have
with
a
it.
question in the chat too, by the way.
that's a good question. That's a good
It
damn
is.
question.
That is a damn good hitting home question. But go ahead. What's in the chat?
So Bro-in-law Jacob says if a person has a non-sexual relationship that is poly, is it still considered cheating? So if you have another person that you're and I'm gonna answer from my point of view, just from what I understand from the community. At the end
Mhm.
of the day, if there is no communication with your partner or in parentheses partners,
The,
then you know if there's no communication at the end of the day, it is always going to be considered cheating, whether it is sexual or non-sexual. If you are in a monogamous relationship and your significant other has a friend that they keep a secret and it's not anything sexual, it's just that maybe they don't think you will understand the actual root of their relationship, it is still going to be very hurtful to you. And it is the same idea. Just because
Mhm.
someone is in a polyamorous relationship does not mean that their emotions are affected any less or more than someone who is in a monogamous relationship.
so it's cheating when you're intimate.
No.
It's cheating when there's no communication. That's the main root of
Integrity.
polyamory.
It's cheating when there's no
Mhm.
communication.
Right.
It can be
If you
called.
out here creeping in these streets,
Mhm.
polyamorous or monogamous, you
We're
still
not
creeping
talking
in
about
these
creeping.
streets.
We're not talking about creeping because creeping is sexual. It is. It ain't no typically. It is sexual when you are creeping. But we're
Yeah,
talking about
creeping is.
So I creep.
so that
All
it
right,
is
let
what
me
it
let
Well,
me
is.
if
break it
you're
down for you.
emotionally creeping too, it's still cheating because
I'll give
there's
you an
how,
example.
So then
TLC,
I'm
baby.
dating
we
Turn 'em
can
TLC.
Loose.
emotionally.
Okay, hold up. Y'all getting a little out. Y'all
Uh,
getting a little. Bring it
wait,
back in.
we
Bring it
got
back
an
in.
example.
Okay.
Okay, so the example is I'm dating Turn 'em Loose. I'm also dating Element Rose.
Mhm.
They don't know about each other.
Uh,
That's an integrity fail.
I'm gonna fight him.
I
Yeah, that
all
is.
three of us are in different
You will
states,
lose, but okay.
but we are
I
dating.
can try.
Yeah,
That's an integrity fail. That
Mhm,
does not work.
mhm.
I don't want to fight you. I don't want to fight you.
No, but she's right.
No,
Like,
she is. She is. It is like, um, I feel for me, I feel like, um, basically, if it's gonna cause somebody some pain, that's where it's at. That's cheating. If it's gonna cause somebody to be hurt or feel some type of way,
Mhm.
that's what that is.
mhm.
Now, what a lot of people don't realize is because of the construct of monogamy or marriage and
Right.
all of that other stuff,
mhm.
you get labeled with being a cheater
Right.
because it violates this man constructed thing
Right.
of marriage. So without that,
Mhm.
in most
And I'd like
cases,
to
you know
get
what
back
I'm saying?
to my points in a few minutes. When Michael finishes his point, I want to get back onto the
No,
points
I'm
that
done.
I
I'm
was
just
talking
saying, please, we're here, right? Hell, I fell for
about.
it, and you know what I'm saying, and I've done it, right? You know what I mean. So we're here and we're there,
Mhm.
but you know, it is what it is. We like, and what's between two people is between two people.
What's between six people is between six people.
There you go. There you go. I'm
It's
sorry.
always Vegas, baby.
Hi. Thank you for correcting
having
me.
that understanding, having that mutual accord. That's important. Having that mutual accord.
Sorry, Tandy. We took your show and ran it off the rails a little bit.
Go ahead.
It wasn't that. It's just that sometimes when the conversation goes off the cliff a little bit, and I have to just I had to kind of like drive it back up, because I'm like, they just went down the side there. Where the hell did they go?
Sorry, Jesus was there for a moment.
Jesus took the wheel. What can I say?
You know how we do.
Yeah, y'all's Jesus, y'all Caesar with G, and took the wheel for a moment. Okay, let me get back over here. Says one person may not want to have sex or do certain sexual acts or kinks while the other wants to. Is that something that is appealing with polyamory? Do you feel that is something that is polyamory and it is appealing to folks with these sexual acts? I don't want to do that, but she will or he will. What do y'all feel?
What I was learned, since sex has nothing to do with it ultimately, but is subjective. That is.
I have a friend that likes to play baseball, and I have a friend that likes to play football.
Right.
Either one.
Right.
And if I want to play one or the other sport, I go to that friend.
Okay, I got you.
Same theory applies to BDSM or poly. Really, is who do you want to play with today, whether that's sexual or not.
Well, okay. Well, that's just now sexual and.
I think I'm going to go play cricket.
Dude, say
he's gonna slap some balls around, huh?
Almost on that computer. Almost.
I just look at it like this: in regular relation, let me fix that. In monogamous relationships, a person will want to do something or be for something or against something, and we have all heard it. You better go find somebody else to do this, or do this or do that, because I ain't doing that shit. You know what I mean? So. You know what I mean? So that happens in monogamous relationships where somebody don't agree to something, and they'll say it, probably don't necessarily mean it, or they might mean it too, but they'll tell you what they ain't gonna do and where you need to go find somebody else to do what they say they ain't gonna do.
Okay. Now, is this along that lines right there? Is this another appealing point of polyamory, that you might want to experience romantic love or sex with someone of a different gender than your partner? Is that another appeal for you with polyamory?
Yeah, y'all are gonna have to answer this one because I'm attracted to all genders.
Okay, she said all genders.
Mm-hmm. I don't.
So y'all
for me,
on this one.
I don't think it's necessarily an appeal to me. I mean, it's interesting to hear about, and formulate questions and stuff like that in my brain, but I don't think it's something that I'm going to really go do some research on.
I don't know.
It's appealing, but
yeah. It'd be cool to have a boyfriend and a girlfriend, but the idea of my boyfriend and my girlfriend having sex literally.
Yeah, but he kissed her. You kissed her a little different. There was some little extra in that one. I ain't cool with that. Yeah, like I ain't
emotional capacity for more than one person. I just don't. I get really like if I'm in, okay, for example, if I was in a polyamorous relationship and my boyfriend came in with our girlfriend and they had just got back from lunch, I'd be like, yo, what the fuck is this?
You didn't bring me back no burger. Like, where my burger? Like, hell, I was waiting here for both of y'all. Yeah, like, I don't know.
So in other words, Shannon, that's a complete cheating relationship if they go and they are doing something without you and they come back and they're like, okay, they just came back in together. That's cheating for you.
Well, I mean, like I said, me personally, I do not have the emotional capacity for more than one person because of situations like that. If I am with someone, like I'm not one to just be, shoved up there or nothing like that. But I'm just like, let's go to the store. I'm so excited. Like that's a whole adventure, you know? And I don't want to be left out of those adventures.
Rick in
You
them
know?
faces, man. Sorry.
But I just don't want to be left out of those adventures. So the idea of my significant other spending time with someone else and me being outside of that bubble really hurts my feelings. So I
Yeah.
literally just do not have the emotional capacity of more than one person at a time, and that's my boundary, and that's fine. But that's where I'm coming from. Like if I saw my boyfriend doing anything with someone that I considered my girlfriend and I was left out of the loop, I'd be like, boo, boo. No, I'm leaving. I can't even believe. You know?
Okay. Well, I guess this automatically does not
Human
appeal
nature.
to.
That's human nature. That's definitely human
This
nature.
automatically won't appeal to Shannon. The idea of dating multiple people feels liberating and appealing. So that's not
No,
liberating.
it hurts
Seems that
personally.
way. It seems that way. It seems very beautiful, but when it comes down to it, especially like you have a dude with multiple women, they're all going to feel some kind of way.
It's a lot of work.
I feel like because women want to feel valued individually, but seeing someone else being valued in their faces, seeing someone else being valued in their faces, it's like more. It's more than me. That's what I get. I'm not. I don't have that amount of estrogen to really give up. Like I know women, but women are y'all feel mysteries, which is a beautiful thing. Nonetheless, I don't see, or I really don't. Honestly, I don't believe that a man can be at peace with having multiple women at one time and not really and really and truly give a damn about them individually. And I
Right,
think
I feel like you're gonna have a favorite, but that's just me personally because I don't have the emotional capacity to be able to comprehend something like that.
men too. Men too.
Tiana coming from that lifestyle might see it completely different and be like, I love everyone equally. It's just this person feels my need here and what? You don't?
No.
You don't
So
love
this is
everyone
the
equally?
idea of primaries and secondaries that we were talking about earlier. You have your primary person. You are my primary person. And then I have a secondary person who also has a primary person. That way,
Right.
whenever we are needing that intense validation, we go to our primaries and we're like, hey, I'm fucked up right now. We should probably fix that.
So
And
watch
then,
this. It just remind when you said that, it just gave me the idea of just think about high school. You know, Shannon and Tiana may be best friends, but Tiana's best friend is Turn 'Em Loose, and Turn 'Em Loose best friend is Tandy Girl, and Tandy Girl's best friend is Margo, and Margo's best friend is Rick. You know what I mean? So in a sense, you're like, oh, this is my best friend. They're like, oh yes, this is this, but shit, everybody else got a different best friend. So that's kind of what it reminds me of when you say your primaries and secondaries. You know what I mean?
Which can be dangerous.
right.
Which can be very
But
dangerous. Very dangerous.
almost.
Okay.
You're almost there. So your primary is your person that says, okay, I'm your best friend. You're my best friend. We understand this. We're good. We're solid. We're
Okay.
golden. And then I have my girlfriend, and she has her primary that says the exact same thing. We're good. We're solid. We're golden. But that doesn't stop me and Shannon from being able to go out and grab
Right.
coffee or dinner or
Build up
whatever
love
else we
Right.
follow.
Right. So the relationship is more tame romantically than it would be with your primary, correct? Like your
Right.
primary is someone like that. Like I married so for example, my primary is I married this person. I've lived with this person for X amount of years. I might even have kids with this person. This is the person that I rely on for my daily meal, right? And then your secondary person is like, I really want to go to Starbucks today. Let me see if, you know, so and so Tandy is ready to go get some coffee today, you know, and if not, then I mean, if they're
I
with their
think,
primary, then that's just something that you have to deal with and you need to go back and get what just like validation.
Hmm.
right.
So you go back to your
Reinforcement.
primary person.
I think we're going to that. I'm just going to be honest and say to you all that I believe that once we leave this 3D construct and we are in a 5-dimensional lifestyle, where we understand in our 5D that we can go to other planets, other galaxies, other universes, and that we are not just confined as people. That you're
Tana,
significant.
what are you doing?
Oh, his ass.
What?
It's
What are you doing?
Trying to take a selfie.
Oh,
okay.
I thought you were taking a picture of the screen. I'm like, why the fuck you taking a picture of me, bro?
I know,
No,
right?
it's not me.
But
I was trying to take a selfie and get everybody in the picture, but it's
yeah, do that so
Your
you can
head
get
too big.
send it to me. Send it to me, and I'll post it. But I believe that once people get rid of that idea of being confined as being 3D, we're going to see ourselves in
Hatton
different
away.
ways anyway. As you know, uh, okay, when y'all finish, I'll finish my point.
Come out back. Keep talking, girl. Keep talking. I got you.
Okay,
I'm trying to zoom
but
in.
I just really feel like people are
Ching.
confined by the rules that they put, that you got to stay on this planet, that you got to stay in this marriage, in this lifestyle, in this everything. And then once we leave that lifestyle, and your mate could be over on another galaxy somewhere, that people's minds will open up in a different way,
Is
and you
it
won't
so?
feel so confined.
So is it the life? Is it the lifestyle, or is it traditional, or is it the way of thinking? It's the way.
It's the mind manipulation that has been put on us as people on this planet, and that this is the slave planet. This is the slave planet. Other planets don't think like us. This is a slave planet. So it's the mind manipulation that's been put on us. So once
It's like,
people realize that and get wrapped their hands around, because right now y'all think I'm crazy as hell. Well, maybe in
No.
about 3 years, y'all will get what I'm saying. It's oh yeah, she said that way back when. No, you won't. You won't think about it. You'll say somebody else said it. But
right.
2 or 3 years, maybe you'll get what I'm saying.
Right.
I think there's a lot of people that probably feel what you're saying. I know, like I said, I've been thinking certain ways since I was a kid, and it's crazy that now that I'm the age that I am now, how a lot of questions that I had as a kid are have been validated and are being validated. That's what's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
And then
I think they're going to see a lot of stuff because, like I said, this is a slave planet. There's a lot of other beings look at us like, them fools over there, they're so restricted, constricted. They don't even know there's other life forms out here. We looking at they dumbasses every day, and they don't even know we out here.
We know, Tanya, that's the thing right there. That's the thing. Even like with when it comes to finances, when it comes to money, they think so broke or think so poor. They're quick to say that, but they're not out here on the forefront or in the forefront trying to teach us otherwise, to open up otherwise. So they're sitting.
Yeah, I think what it is it's a fear that we will freak out and crack up, because think about it. My talking and saying it right now, people's heads are going everywhere. They're looking everywhere. They're doing just, think I'm bananas. But like I say, in another 2 or 3 years, when it really, really gets out there, I'll be like, it'll be common knowledge what I'm saying. Because the things that I talk about, like this whole 2D, 3D, as opposed to 5D, somebody thinks that I'm just smoking something good right now, because they
girl,
get
you
snaked.
seen that? They're gonna be like, girl, you seen that show with that lady in there talking about all kind of spaceships and aliens and shit?
You went from talking about a 7-way relationship to aliens.
And using your condition, using your previous medical condition as an excuse to call you crazy, whatever.
Yeah.
No, what's revealed to you is what is revealed to you. Just like what you're saying, not everybody is ready for it. They're not ready for it. They are not.
But they better get ready fast. Look, I'm gonna tell you this: they're not there, but we can't wait for them anymore. We can't afford to sit idly by and let people continue in that mindset. You got to still bring it to them, because I used to not say anything, but you got to slowly kind of put things out there, because there's some things that are going to freak people the F out.
And this is why polyamory is beneficial, because the more people you got, the less likely you are to be alone
during an abduction.
Wait, what you
I am
saying?
Abductions happen all the time, folks. But anyway, we're gonna get
Nah,
off that.
hey, I am-
No, you
I-
know, hold on. You know, abduction. Even this conversation alone is a form of abduction.
Boy,
Girl,
I knew he was leading towards that. I knew that's where he was going.
ain't no boys over here at all.
Hey, look.
Ain't no boys over here at all. Number one, this is a form of abduction. It's like you get sucked in somewhere. Here's the truth. Here it is. It is what it is. Despite what you've been told or forced to believe, this is the truth. It's just up to those that's willing to receive it and accept it, and then move on and carry it on and share that knowledge with those that are worthy. Not just with anybody.
Right.
Like you're not going to share yourself or your body with just anybody if you have that right mindset. Knowledge, just like your body and your knowledge, very valuable. It's very valuable. You have to be very particular in who you share it with.
On that note, I do have
Well,
something to
this
say.
Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay, one before you do, I'm gonna get one more point in here. The last point for the whole thing that I was bringing to y'all, because I just want to get out of that, is that the whole polyamory, the appeal is curiosity. So y'all tell me about that too. But go ahead, Tiana.
So, even though I am poly, I have not been intimate since the beginning of 2020, which is what, a year and a half now.
Hmm.
I have not had a relationship since the beginning of 2020, and that I'm trying to speak to that you have to be selective about who you accept into your life,
Right.
even though you're willing to accept multiple people at a time.
Mm.
Hmm. Delectable. Delectable people.
Okay, I got you because you're looking. Are you looking for that mental connection,
Hmm.
and you're holding out for that mental connections?
I'm holding out for
Okay,
special connections.
right. I got that. I'm undeclared and I got that. I can't even say I'm undeclared. I just don't believe in those constructs, those 3D constructs. But you know, my twin flame is out there, and
Burning bright.
yeah, yep, burning like looking at me probably, and I just
Saying,
can't
Well, he's
see
saying,
out
it.
here
hey, look,
stalking
they
you
probably
right
looking at
now.
you saying Tandy Land. That's what
I know, right? But maybe that's coming soon. We'll see. I think about that a lot. When we'll have that conversation one day. Remember, we're going to get into twin flames as opposed to what was the other words? Twin flames
Romance.
as opposed soulmates. Yeah, we're going to get into all that one day because I do feel like that is something that people don't think about. And then when we talk about it, we got to talk about that whole equally yoked thing because some people got that all effed up.
we
They
did. We
got that
talked
so
about
effed
that.
up.
We talked
No,
about
when we
that.
talk about the twin flames and all that, then we're going to bring it back in because it's going to have a
Okay.
different type of relevance.
Because I
See,
think
we
people
had it
think
in a
about it. I
3D
think,
concept.
yeah, people be thinking when you say equally yoked, the first thing people think about is eggs.
That's where I went. I was like, y'all
No,
ain't need no eggs.
no, we
I'm scrambled.
and we broke that down. We broke that down to what the
Right.
construct really was. So I'd be happy to revisit
But
that one.
but they do it according to the reason why I said we're going to go back to it because they break it down according to their 3D constructs and what they've been taught from generations of what marriage is, why it is, all the shame that has been put in about if you're not married, you not having children out of wedlock, not having sex, not if you're not married, the church, everything that we said at the top of the show. So therefore, we have to speak about being equally yoked in a totally different manner when we get into the conversation about twin flames, and things like that. It's a totally different meaning for me because
Well,
it can bring a different type of education to the people.
so Tanya,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. So Tanya, when
Yes.
you say
Yes.
3D concept, what do you mean?
Mhm.
For those that don't know,
You
like myself, what do you mean when you
okay.
say 3D concept?
Well, we know that things we have the one dimensional, two dimensional, three dimensional. The level of I don't want to say book education, but life education that we have, and the way that we follow the things that have been taught to us, as opposed to know what's inside of ourselves of who we are, why we have returned to be in yet another vessel again, and the life and the purpose for being here. So if
Mhm.
you believe that your life and purpose was you were born to your family, you came here to just work a job and just to go out and have fun and then die, live to have a few really exciting incidents in your life and then go die, you don't get the whole concept of why you came back and what your whole purpose is as a
Yes,
being.
you didn't leave.
So that's 3D. You're led into everything. You're led into thinking about how your relationship should be, that your marriage should be, or that you should be married at all, and the kids and the everything. You're led into every concept of life, and you walk the line, and you feel like anybody who steps outside of that line, there's
I
something
walk the
wrong with them.
line.
So that's what I mean. That's what I mean. That's the difference between 3D. 5D is when you move to another consciousness and you know that there's a reason why you're back here and you have who you
Reme-
are and just
Remedial,
different things.
remedial,
So I
remedial.
got an
Yeah.
image to
Uh-huh.
visually represent 1 to 5D if you want me to share it.
Okay.
Okay.
Share screen, share this one. Yes.
Okay. So it brings it in for me to put up. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Let's see if I can
So
bring it the whole way. Okay, there it is.
one
Mm,
dimension is a straight line, two
mm,
dimension
Mm-hmm.
is a box, three dimension is a cube. We in a cube
Mm-hmm.
you get volume, and that's where Tandy is talking about that we live in this volume.
mhm,
4D is taking that volume and recognizing that there are other volumes.
mhm.
And 5D is the volumes between the volumes, and it gets really complicated really fast, and a whole bunch of science that probably
Well,
doesn't need to be on this show,
well,
but it has to do with the relationship between volumes in the different environments.
it looks like spanning from
Right.
within and expanding from without, spanning from within and out.
And it makes perfect sense.
It
It
does.
makes perfect sense. Y'all just
It does.
take a look. It makes perfect sense. You see how
Mm,
the 1D has no depth, no concept of
nothing.
anything, all the way to the 5D,
Mhm.
recognizing the purpose for being back here again, the purpose in life. And I think when we get to a 5D, people will be so much happier as individuals out there. There you go. I'm sorry, she was enlarging it. Let me go back again. She was enlarging it so that people could really see it. And
Thank
so
you.
I think that people will be so much happier as individuals when you realize that there are different dimensions as people, that this is not just something that's on the screen. And think about it this way, y'all. I'm gonna pose something to you real quickly here. Think about what if your life mate is a purple man or woman or men or women over on planet such and such. I mean, that's your life mate,
I
and
ain't
you can
afraid to
go
pull a
over there,
card.
That
right?
sounds
I
amazing.
mean,
Call me
yeah.
captain.
When
And
I
then
was little, I could see
huh?
auras before I saw skin color, and I always saw myself as blue and purple. So that just sounds like my people.
Right. I think it's going to happen. It's going to happen soon. So the sooner that we open up our minds to it, then you won't be afraid when it comes down the wire because it is
Don't
on
be
the way.
afraid.
All right. Well, that's what we have for polyamory tonight. I don't want to continue to drag everything on. I feel for the most part here that we have talked about the difference between what is considered polyamory as opposed to polygamy. What is the myth of polyamory that is all about just sex and all kinds of things like those are all just myths. And we've talked about how it can be good for people in their relationships. We talked about the concept of marriage and how that was a mind manipulation. And like I said, folks out there, you don't believe it, just look it up. Just look it up. I ain't making up nothing. I ain't making up a damn thing. Just look it up. And whether you agree with it or not, just know the truth. Just know the truth and how it
I
came
have a
about.
PSA.
What's your
All
PSA?
right, go ahead.
So my PSA is that if you are thinking about or being asked to participate in a poly relationship, be very cautious about the red flags.
Mm.
And the
Okay.
moment you see a red flag, talk about it. And if they
Okay.
don't want to talk about it, get out.
What, what about what
Mm.
about what about feeling the red flag? What about feeling it? Your intuition.
Yeah,
Feeling it,
Yeah,
seeing it,
because like
identifying it.
she
because,
bring it up.
because that can like people can disguise a lot. They can disguise a lot. What's the saying? What you say from poetry? Angels and demons look alike to me. They all look alike.
Uh-huh.
So once you feel it, when the aura in the room changes, and you don't even have to see them,
Mm-hmm.
but to get there before you see them, that's a red flag. It's that spiritual awakening or that whatever it is that you tapped into or have not even tapped into. You walk into a room and you feel a certain way. It's because someone new has walked into the room or a mood has uh, been brought to the room or some kind of entity or some kind of something that is speaking to you, giving you warning signs when you feel a certain
People don't trust themselves. They don't trust the feelings that they have. They don't
exactly.
trust their intuition
But
because
we
they don't
crazy.
understand that's the
But
being
we're
that they
crazy.
are inside. Yeah, they're
But we're
stuck in
crazy.
3D. They don't realize that that's the being that's inside, you know.
But we're crazy. But we're
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
And I just look at it like this, man. People start doing things and try to whatever. Everybody's chasing a dream.
Fuck out of here.
And when
Yeah.
you start talking about the change of the vibe and all of that good stuff, people have to understand that nightmares are dreams too.
Mm.
Yeah, they are.
Ugh.
Well,
And
don't
the wake
start me talking
and
about
the wake up
traveling.
part. And the
You
wake up
know,
part.
all I'm saying is nightmares are dreams too. So when people sit there and think that, oh, I had a dream, I had a nightmare, there's no difference between the two. It's just the type of dream you had,
Mm.
or the
Yeah.
type of, it with the context within the dream. It's still a dream. You
Mm.
know what I'm
We're gonna
saying?
we're gonna
And
discuss streams and stuff one day because we can't
anyway, I'm
talk
just,
properly
yeah,
talk about 5G without going into all that one day. So we're gonna get into that too.
yeah.
I tell you, when the storm comes, we're gonna get into a lot of stuff. So y'all ready?
But
Mm.
I
Just
feel,
be with me.
it's just like with anything, man. That's based off of what you're looking for and what you need. And then I just really feel like it's human nature. It's basic instinct. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Primitive instinct is what you need. So you're fulfilling whatever need. But you are who you are.
Mm.
And like we said
Right.
before, you know what I'm saying? You people have forced smiles and masked personas. You know what I'm saying? And it takes the right situation, the right climate, the right environment, and the right person to help bring that internal oomph out of somebody, whatever that is.
Mm.
But
Right.
you know what I'm saying? People, a snake gonna be a snake. You know what I'm saying? They even got a whole DMX video of him telling you about people. It's out there somewhere on one of these social media channels, and he spits some real knowledge. You know what I mean? I don't want to misquote him, so y'all can find that video and y'all see it yourself. But
Thank you.
All
Thank you.
right. Well,
Right on.
thank y'all. I appreciate y'all talking about polyamory tonight. I think I hope that we have brought enough information to the table for people to understand at least what it is, as opposed to all the myths that are out there. Might have even brought some comfort to people out there who were considering. And I'll tell you this. Gosh, if I could just find it again. I actually, Layala, who was here last week, my manager, she actually sent me uh, a series that I had started watching on YouTube, and why I just lost the name of it. I just it's about polyamory, and so
Mm.
let me pull it up here on my phone to see if I can. It's called Compersion, and I just started watching it, and I was really kind of getting into it, and I got ran out of time, so I had to get back to it sometime later. But if you're curious, there's plenty of stories and movies and all out there that can help you uh, get the information that you might be needing if that's something that you're considering. Um, I see that there's a lot of, like, here in Atlanta, as I mentioned the article earlier from Upscale, that there's people who are entertaining different things because they don't want to be alone, but they don't want to be cheated on all the time either. And they feel like that is the answer for them. How they work it out is a different story. Are they really in a polyamorous relationship, or are they just in something where they're just trying to pacify a situation for
Right.
now,
Are they just
And some,
swinging?
right. Are they just swinging? Exactly.
What,
And
what,
it
what,
remains to be seen.
go say it one more time, Shannon.
I said, or are they swinging?
Mhm.
Right, and I mentioned that earlier. earlier.
Right.
You know,
Right. And this is a city that does a lot of swinging, but they have swingers
yeah,
clubs and things here too. So
that's
yeah,
Yeah,
there.
Texas is too.
Yeah,
Surprisingly.
I can see that. I Yeah, I know that. Well, I'm surprised about that, and I didn't know that. I'm surprised about that. With that, y'all got a
Yeah, there's
bigger
a
Bible
whole
than we
underground thing. It's a whole underground thing. There's a club down here called the Church, and it's more of like a gothic thing, but
wow,
it's a BDSM community, and a lot of the swingers,
wow, brilliant.
a lot of
So,
a lot of people in the swinger community that go there.
church, you call it
do.
the
Okay.
church. So you're pretty
No,
much
Wow.
that's the name of
wow,
it, the Church.
wow.
Wow.
That's the actual name of it.
Hmm.
That is something else. Well,
Wow,
you live and you learn every day.
that part.
You know,
So
man,
I'm living. I'm
yeah,
glad I'm
you
living so I can learn.
yeah,
love that. I love this song.
I'm glad I'm living.
You
you
know the
know.
type of clubs you go to when people get spanked in public. From what
Mhm.
I understand from a lot of, because I never went to it because I got a boundary. Like I don't know if I can like sit up and watch somebody just get tied up in public. I feel like that's something you should probably do if you want to do it in a group setting. It needs to be in somebody's basement, you
Mm.
know. But
Putting
but
certain
you know, it's one of those places
putting
where
certain
you know
yeah,
people
putting
get
certain
put
shit,
up on those thingies and get spanked.
yeah, putting certain shit behind
Mhm.
closed doors. Right on.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
like
technically the doors are
I
closed.
mean, the doors are closed.
it depends on like
It's just a bigger
Uh,
door.
yeah, some
It's
people
transparent, you know what I
Y'all
mean?
are, y'all are funny.
opening the window or moving the blind, opening the blinds or sliding the curtain or creeping it or
Y'all,
Voyeurism.
Yeah,
That's you know,
that's
some
what
people
the
crack the door.
is.
Some people crack the
yeah,
door open. Some people crack the door.
voyeurism.
well,
Yeah.
well,
Hide in the closet, something, dang.
Hey, I
we're
spent my
gonna
entire
wrap
life in
this
the
up.
closet.
Okay, we're gonna wrap this up. We're gonna wrap it up. But I thank you all for this conversation on polyamory. And some of you all have answered the question if you could open that door, and some of you all have just remained quiet. But I pretty much have gathered whether you're gonna open that door or not.
Brandon Lou said he was
Tiana
gonna
already
open
said
it.
it in there.
Hey, if you the only way to be ready is to talk about it first.
Right.
Ready yourself.
But see,
Don't
that's
get ready yourselves. Don't get ready later on. Ready yourselves first. Don't get ready later on. It's not going to make any sense.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right. Well, that's going to be it for the living room. You got another point, Michael, before we go to
Yeah,
break?
you do. You do.
No, I'm
What
good.
you got,
Yeah, you
Mike?
do. Yeah,
Okay.
you do. Don't.
No, I'm good. We can talk later. It's all good.
Okay, we're gonna go to break and come back, and you all tell me what y'all going on. What's going on with y'all for the upcoming week? So, here we go. And
Right.
welcome Welcome back. Welcome back. You know, y'all, I have no idea what credits I have rolling that I rolling tonight. So while y'all are talking and everything, I'm gonna be uploading some credits. Like I have no idea what I have over here. But I want to know from you all what you got coming up this coming week. And we will start. See, Shannon, you came in late, so we'll start with you. What you got coming up?
Oh, thank you. Well, hopefully I get a job next week. I just found out one of the places I applied for went a different direction. So I've
Uh-huh.
got 2 or 3 more places I'm waiting to hear from, and I've got another job interview with another place on Monday at noon. But I just found out my unemployment is about to run out, so I'm kind of like in a panic, just a little bit. I don't want to put a lot out there, but I got to get that off my chest. I'm been having an anxiety attack for the past 2 days. It's probably why all this flared up. So I've got that going on, and I'm about to start my new painting. The end of November, I'm going up to Indianapolis and snagging Steven, and he's gonna come down here to Texas and live with me. So I'm just kind
All
of like
right.
trying to make sure some stuff is in a row, so I can get ready and make that move as seamless as possible for him.
You won't be going through it alone.
At all.
You didn't hear that, did you?
I did. I'm not going through it alone.
Right, you won't be going through it alone.
I got it.
So
Thank you.
that's the
I
good part.
appreciate
You
it.
won't be going through it alone. So all right, Tiana, I know you've had a new position and you got a lot going on. So kind of tell us what you have coming up is gonna be.
So this week I am diving into another language that I need to learn and
Wow.
learning the framework and just being as diligent as possible and trusting in myself because everything that I've done so far has literally paid off. So I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing.
Okay, okay, cool, cool. All
She's
right,
been killing it. Don't
turn
let
them
her downplay that. She has been killing it. She's out here killing it. She's out here kicking
right.
butts and taking names. She's killing
I
it.
know that's right. She's killing it, killing it. But that's wonderful. It's wonderful to hear. Okay, Rick Ness. Oh, he's away. So turn him loose. Turn
He
him
would
loose.
step
What are
away.
you turning loose this week?
Man, I'm chilling. Like tomorrow is my uh partner's his daughter's birthday, so I'm gonna go hang out, just
Uh-huh.
chill. I ain't got no responsibilities no more, man. Except you know what I'm saying. Except for the the ones that we all have in life. But other than that, man, as
Right.
far as like, I mean, I'm just chilling. I'm just peaceful. I'm in my pop zone. I'm in my place of peace, and
All
I'm
right.
just chilling. You know what I mean? So I'll just wait.
Uh-huh.
I'll be sitting in front of my ride, drinking it. No, I'm kidding. Let me stop. Y'all know, I'm about to hit y'all with that definite dude, man. But no, I'm just chilling, man. For real, I ain't really got nothing major. I'm just chilling. So
You know about that.
really, I'm transitioning. When I say transitioning, it's not like the whole, I've been kind of the whole retirement military. I'm transitioning because, um,
Uh-huh.
man, it's been a lot of weight just lifted off my shoulder just with stress. You know what I'm saying? Talking about health wise. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
For whatever reason, I lost weight. I ain't did
It's
nothing.
stress.
The
I ain't
stress.
did nothing. I just lost weight. You know
Stress.
what I'm saying? Like
That's
everybody
good
like,
though.
you slimming down. I'm like, I ain't did nothing. I haven't. I haven't done nothing.
Well, it
And I
could be.
think it's the stress, man. I think. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It could be like good things as
Mm-hmm.
well because you let a lot of things go, or you're freed, or you're liberated from a lot of things, and weight went along with it. Consider that. Even consider that.
Mm-hmm.
I won't give stress all the credit. It may play a part or never play a part at all. You just learn to let certain things
Mm-hmm.
go, and let the bullshit go with it.
Yeah. I mean, I just tell you, man. Like really, just fighting. I ain't gonna even say fighting, but learning, like you said, to let things go, and then getting my mind back from being institutionalized for 20 some odd years, bro.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? And I ain't scared to admit
Right.
it. Like I've been institutionalized, man. So I don't
Mm-hmm.
conform to you know for, to the the
The
Let
BS.
me let me extend this to you. I went through my transition out of the military world, and if you're struggling with anything or you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me because I hit it hard hard bottom whenever I left the military, and
Mm-hmm.
so I've seen some shit. And so if you have any concerns or questions, or just want to make a comment about the fucked up situation in your local
Got
city
you.
because civs are retard.
Ah!
Yeah, so you got me talking about military stuff. Anyway, sorry.
Hey, so I really appreciate
She
that.
started going down that
You
hill,
know,
boy.
Yeah, yeah,
man,
yeah. So I really appreciate that. You know what I'm saying? I really do. That's it. That. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And thank you, Michael, for talking. Because when you were talking over here, I had every technical thing going on. Screen was frozen, couldn't get back to
Oh
y'all,
yeah,
couldn't see it, everything happening. So thank
yeah.
you for continuing to share with us tonight. And yes, we shall be here. Now, Tiana has an inside track for you, but as I said before, storm is coming. She'll get excited right now, but I'll tell y'all about that later. Rickness
yo,
Monster,
yo,
what
yo,
you got
yo. What it is, what it
coming
is.
up?
Just developing. Like I said, find different avenues, realizing different avenues of my talents, not just staying on the canvas. Um, just moving forward with that. Yeah, yeah, all of that, all of that, all of that, all of that, all of that. So
Y'all too many things. Y'all way too many things.
all of that, having fun, just the most important thing is just having fun with the progress, having fun with the progress and transgressions and just the changes. We're getting something new in terms of challenges all the time, all the time, all the time. Yeah, and I love the sound of that, Mike. I love the sound of that, Mike. But yeah, but just enjoying everything, enjoying what y'all are teaching me. This is new in terms of perspectives. So despite what I'm going through during the week, I just love what you guys bring to the table. I love what you guys do
Oh,
when you teach. You guys do teach, and I really appreciate that. A lot of things is new, but nonetheless, that's what I got going on. And yeah, art is real, life is real, and so is the living room. Have at it.
Amen.
thank
I
you.
have I have a
Thank
thing
you.
that I just remembered that I could talk about now.
Yay!
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
So I'm working on becoming a digital nomad. Do you guys know what that is?
No.
What is that?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
You know
I
what that
don't.
is? Cool.
I don't.
It is a person that is able to work remotely and wander around not only the country but the world. So my goal is to become a digital nomad, and how I'm going to finance part B of digital nomading is I want to set up local um, nomad centers
Mm,
where other nomads can come to and have an office, have high speed internet for their daily work, have RV spots or camper spots, or a place to park, or a tiny cabin that they could stay in for a month and just breathe while they need a break from the road. And that
nice,
is a project that I'm actively working on right now.
nice,
That's
Okay.
nice.
what's up.
Cool,
And I
cool.
can I can definitely see that. It'd be basically like not trying to be funny, but I watch a lot of movies. It'd be like nomad safe houses.
Mhm.
Yeah, pretty
Mhm.
much.
Like
You know what I
like
mean?
like vets are like another unspoken I want to say fraternity or sorority or just a class. Very unspoken, very highly
The
unappreciated.
tribe.
A tribe.
And
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Very and
I
very.
see it in the chat. Lowly and Joy says, "What kind of job are you going to start?" Maybe it was that from Michael. Maybe I don't know, but that they did post a question: "Is what kind of job are you going to start?" Or it might have been for Tiana. I'm not sure exactly who it was aimed for, but that was a question posed out there. But
Do all of us
uh,
answer?
I think we're all
huh?
starting something new.
I said, do all of us
Yeah,
answer?
I know, right? Because we actually should in some way. Um, I actually, for me this week, I don't have anything to say on my soul spotlight for next week. I'm not sure what we're doing exactly. We have a lot of oars in the water that we're locking down individuals, and there's some things that happened from last night's soul spotlight that will probably carry over into the next weeks, and I'll mention to you all next week or so when what's coming, because we have a lot that's coming there, and then some people who are going to come here into the living room. What the hell are you doing, Michael? Some people who are
Do
going to
what?
come here. What the hell are you doing?
I just got like this weird ass energy burst. Like something just hit me, and
Uh-huh.
it's in my spirit. It's in my. It's
The
girl,
ancestors came through this man real fast, quick in a
for
hurry.
real. Like straight up. I probably could go out here and run a
Uh-huh.
100-yard dash in about 8 seconds.
Oh
You know what
man.
I'm saying? But I'm gonna
Oh
sit my
wow
old ass
now.
down.
He said,
Yeah.
Well, you all out there. I'm actually going to run my social media so that we can get ready to get out of here, because I know we enjoy talking, and we start having this kind of chatter. We want to make sure everybody out there is following us too, because we like talking to one another, but we want to make sure that everybody else out there understands us too. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and hit the chat so that everybody can see what we have going on. Got a ending note there, but let's go ahead and run my social media and we'll come back in the show. We hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon. So be sure to like and subscribe. And also check us out on all of our other social media. Burst of energy that Michael had must have burst over here, and all my technicals. I have had more technical issues tonight. I am telling you, I have had more things happening over here tonight. Michael, I mean, when you said that, my whole computer over there just went off. My lord.
See, that's
Okay.
I'm telling you, man. Like it's in the waves. It's in the waves. It's airwaves. It's vibrations. It's frequencies.
Well, we do have a sunburst that is coming. We do have that. That's for real, for real. That they expecting that any day now, any moment now. So that's
What you
something
mean, like
that
the
is
sunburst?
coming.
We finna burn up. What the hell you talking about?
no.
No,
A solar
it's
flare?
not
I am.
that. The solar flare thing, yeah, that
Yeah.
is coming. So
Yeah, solar
so
flares burn the earth up. That's how we end up burning up, and then we go, instead of it being like the freeze, we gonna burn up. The first time by water, the next
we are
time by
not going to
fire.
we are not going to burn up. We are not
I'm
going to
not
burn up.
consistent, nor am I accepting that
Did,
at all.
Now see, this the
did I
thing though.
believe that?
Mm-mm.
That's the thing. See, people
Okay,
are worried
Michael.
worried about burning up physically. Hey, burn my physical flesh, my spiritual person, my
But the
spiritual
thing
being
is,
continue to live forever.
on what you're saying, let me just say it this way. I'm going to take it to another level and say, yeah, you will burn the old you and you will be in the new you, because you'll be a 5D
First.
individual.
That's
So
what
the
I'm saying.
change will happen.
Like I wake up dizzy every morning, and I can't understand
Mhm.
why I don't have any health conditions to
That
make me
sounds
wake
like
up dizzy.
vertigo.
Right, and people say this is vertigo. I just feel like because I be on some weird shit and I have deja vu often. I feel like
Mhm.
that when I wake up, I'm waking up before my astro whatever has came back into where I'm at, to where it's
You're
supposed to
not
be.
back in the body yet. You're not back in the
Right
body yet.
there. Vertigo.
When you're very very tired in the mornings, that means you stayed out of the body too long.
But that's what I'm saying. Like,
That's
so
why I sleep till 3.
no, I can't do that.
Shannon said, "I will make sure I'm back in this
I'm
body."
telling you, give me my rest.
Well, for real though, that is the whole thing is when you're tired and where you're traveling, when you're asleep, and that's something we're going to get into in another show too. I would love to talk about that. What is happening when you sleep? Where you're going when you sleep? All that
Well,
as
this is
these
my second
minds
official
awaken.
weekend.
You
My
say you
second official weekend that I don't have anything that I have to do for work.
Oh, you're
see?
gonna
Oh, that's
sleep?
cool. So you get to sleep and chill. Well, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Y'all, thank y'all out there for tuning in for another
Thank y'all.
AIL, because I could just chill with these people and talk, but I know I got to think about you all as the viewers out there. You're like, they just doing some idle chatter. But you know what? I noticed that a lot of y'all like our idle chatter too, because of those mock shows that we have had, and people would just sit there and watch us on the mock show. We don't talk about a damn thing, but they would just watch us. And so therefore, some of y'all like idle chatter, but we just want to be respectful of your time out there. So we thank you so much for tuning in, watching. Like I said before, huh?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm reading comments. I'm so sorry. I apologize.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know what I have this coming up this week for the Soul Spotlight, but if you get the notifications out there, you'll see. So make sure that put it in the chat just now. Make sure that you like this show and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so that you can always know when we are having a show, and make sure that you can tune in and join with us. I don't know who's on the spotlight, but it's going to be somebody. Come on in and jam with me. I never expected so many people to come in with Dave Tolliver last night. He had people from his clubhouse come in, and we had a great time talking. So I love to have everybody come in and just enjoy themselves on the Soul Spotlight with me, and then of course come back for the living room, and then we're going to get people in here eventually. If you let me know, I don't know what Michael's doing now. If people are here who want to come in and join us here on the chat live, you let me know. We'll bring you all the way in. You hit me at info@tandyland.com. As a matter of fact, I put the email address in the chat just now, and it'll be in the description as well, or tandygirlail@gmail.com. What is Michael over there drinking tonight? He's having a quick bit of time. He's doing too many things. You're doing way too many things over there.
He heard and called something out, which is very essential, but we'll get to that.
Okay. Yeah. We're talking about that at the show. Okay. Well, thank you all for being here. Thank you all for watching. And as I always say, good things come to those who believe. Better things come to those who are patient. But the best things come to those who never give up. I'm Tanya Dixon. This is the Living Room team here on AIL. You all have a wonderful week. And we will see you next time on Art Imitates Live.